Well, if this isn't the most cursed start to a stream ever, I don't know what is. Welcome in, everyone, to Hybrid Let's Play. I'm Hybrid. This is what happens when you don't play Silksong anymore, I guess. We're playing Your House. Let me get this cord out of here. Okay, so
watch closely.
We
Cosmic
are.
Cadence watched 3 consecutive streams and sparked a watch streak.
Heck yeah, Cosmic,
I'm
way to
here.
go. Way to go on.
Present. Accounted for.
You present and accounted for. Excellent. Glad to hear it. Yeah. Oh boy. Okay. So something everybody out there should know is that when you want to stream and you're getting on your computer and you had been earlier in the day rendering out previous Silksong episodes for cold storage and using Handbrake to do it, one should remember before they go live, stop doing that. Because yeah, Handbrake will take up 100% of your GPU if you let it, which is good. It's normally a very, very good thing. But in the case of when you want to stream, you need some GPU. So yeah, I thought it was like my vertical scene, which I killed that. That was actually the first thing I thought it was. That was freaking out. I thought it was the Twitch vertical. So I killed that. And to kill it, I had to cut the stream. Because the other thing that was weird was like I tested this game earlier today. And like before I capped the frame rate in NVIDIA's whatever app, this thing was getting 2,500 FPS, which is kind of a lot and also completely unnecessary. But when you don't have a frame rate limiter in your game and you just run it uncapped, because of the nature of how like non-graphically intense this game is, which was another reason I was freaking out about what was wrong here. Your frame rate can go really high when it's uncapped. So we ended up capping it to my monitor's refresh rate because I thought that would make sense. So it's like 170. I'm like, that's probably fine. And then when I started the stream again after killing the vertical and it was still bad, I was like, well, it worked fine earlier, but maybe something's different now. Maybe I will cap it at 60 instead of 170. And then I went to my taskbar and I saw Handbrake was still running. And I was like, oh, I'm an idiot. So we're good. This is Your House right here. We played the demo of this a while ago. I don't remember when we played it now, actually. But we played it a while ago. Our progress did carry over. It looks like to the full release. I'm probably just gonna play through chapter 1 again anyway, just to kind of get an idea of what it was like again. And then we can move on to chapters 2 through 5. Don't know how long this game is gonna take. I don't think it's gonna take more than like 2 streams. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, why don't we jump into game and make sure everything is running okay now. So let's see if we jump over here. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Also, I guess to vertical viewers, sorry. I'm not ending stream again to bring you back. You can just turn your phone sideways. It's fine. All right. So let's jump into Your House. All right, so we're gonna go back to chapter 1. And we're going to just play here. I think you should start with chapter 6 settings. Cut. I actually don't know what that is. What is Cot? What a good chapter. It's the best chapter. I genuinely don't know what language cat is. Like, I'm like trying to, so Spanish, French. Is this supposed to be like Portuguese? No, I don't think so. This is the actual puzzle. What? So this is a puzzle game, by the way. I genuinely can't figure out what language cat is. Yeah. Like, does the Catalan part of Spain have its own language or own like subset of Spanish? Like, this doesn't matter. I can take my time here because again, this is a short game, so who cares? But Cosmic, if you get a sec, can you look up what languages this game is in? Because I genuinely don't know what else Cat could be. I don't think this is German. It's not Italian. Yeah, I don't know. All right, we're gonna keep it in English though. We'll leave the font size normal. This is not a more readable font in my mind. So I don't know if this means it's a more readable font. I don't know. But yeah, otherwise we're good. All right, chapter 1. We'll just reset. Okay, here we go. Hicksville Boarding School. Save Ferris. Excuse me, I'm an idiot. I'm so gullible. I'm so stupid. I deserve this. I'm so stupid. I deserve this gash on my head. How could you do this to me? I'm her best friend. Still have someone here. What is that? Blue. I'm her best friend. As soon as she reaches her room, Debbie heads straight to the bathroom and locks herself in. She presses her hand to the wound on her forehead. Blood runs down her cheeks and neck, staining her Hicksville college uniform. How could I have been so stupid not to have noticed, she wonders. She contemplates herself in the mirror and dabs at the cut with a damp cloth. Looks like Portuguese, but I don't know what country. I mean, I'm guessing Portugal then. Like Portugal Portuguese and not like Brazilian Portuguese. I don't know. She had been driving at 100 kilometers an hour, tears streaming down her cheeks. Had she not been wearing a helmet, the accident could have been fatal. And today, of all days, my 18th birthday. Oh no. A few hours ago, Debbie completed another lap around the sun. There were only a few minutes left until midnight, and not one person has wished her a happy birthday. Not even in her worst nightmare could she have imagined coming of age would be so traumatic. Debbie is still wiping away the dried blood and smeared mascara when she sees it in the mirror. There's an envelope on top of her dresser. What's this? Her name is written on the envelope in marker pen. The handwriting is both exquisite and disturbing. Ooh, I love it. Debbie flips it over, but there's no return address. The stamp looks foreign. Stamps look foreign. Who could it be from? She doesn't remember the last time she received a letter that wasn't a fine. After a few seconds, Debbie begins to slowly tear the envelope and opens it. The Leo Motel. And happy birthday. Motel postcard. This space for writing messages. 57B East Side, School Road, 87002 Hicksville. Forever summer. Aw. Happy birthday. That's it? Okay. Got it. She pulls out a postcard from inside the envelope. On the front is a photograph of a place she doesn't recognize, and it says, "For Debbie." We can't click on that. Deborah Stedbaker, something? I don't know. Can't click on that picture. Can't click on that lamp. Okay. On the front of the photograph, place she doesn't recognize. The address written on is equally strange. It's completely incomprehensible, mysterious even. Debbie studies the stamp, hoping it might offer a clue. I have no idea where this bird is from. There's something else inside the envelope. It's a key and it has a tag. Debbie picks up the key and looks at the tag. Happy birthday. The first birthday message she's had all day. Who the hell sent me this? Is this some kind of a joke? Ouch. Sharp pain pierces through her head. The wound on her forehead throbs. She really needs to rest. It really has been an intense day. She pushes her backpack off her bed and it falls down to the floor. With a thump, she slowly takes off her sneakers and lies down on top of the crumpled quilt. She holds the postcard up and stares at it until her vision blurs and her eyelids feel heavy. Exhausted, Debbie drops the postcard onto her chest and sighs. Her gaze wanders to the ceiling above her. Nicole. That filthy, deceitful rat. She doesn't even like David. My name's Dave. Oh, man. Who's David? I'm David. Why did she do it? Was she jealous? Or was it just to satisfy her spoiled brat ego? I trusted her. I told her how I felt about Dave. I can't do this. I can't do this. I told her how why did he have to be named David? Go watch Make Some Noise. It's fun. It's a great show. Or how I thought I felt about him. Note to self, never fall in love with the captain of the lacrosse team. Oh no, we didn't finish reading the rest. I'm sure it was bad. Okay. Oh, ow. Damn it. That image is going to stay with me for the rest of my life. They weren't even trying to hide it. They were right there, making out in the pub in front of everyone. Pip pip cheerio, laughing in my face. Talk about being two-faced. I chose not to make a scene, yet I made sure to pour a pint of beer over them as I left. But then, the accident. Where was I? I remember the screeching of the brakes, the feeling of flying through the air, the driver's look of horror when he asked if I was all right. Poor guy, he was more freaked out than I was when he saw my blood on the pavement. Open those eyes. Open your eyes, Link. On Monday, I was kicked out of boarding school again. I'm really outdoing myself. This is the third time this year. The way my dad shot me that "you've really disappointed me" glare when I was talking to Strickland. It was priceless. And that sorry excuse of a principal went on and on, reeling off my greatest achievements. Repeatedly skipping class, alcohol and drug use on school premises, zero respect for rules and school values. My dad has given me way too many ultimatums. He's well aware that shipping me off to some other boarding school would be doing me a favor. He has a million other tricks up his sleeve when it comes to making my life miserable. But if he dares lay a hand on me again, he'll know what's coming. I made that crystal clear to him last Christmas. Dang. Debbie jolts upright. There's no point fooling herself any longer. A good night's sleep is out of the question, tonight and all the following nights for the next 18 years of her life. Thousands of thoughts swirl around her mind. She pushes all but one aside, which begins to make more and more sense. To run away. To get out of this place. Right now, without a minute to waste. Yes, that's what she's going to do. She'll have to think on her feet and figure out a way to find the address on the postcard. It's a leap in the dark. She knows there might be nothing there and that the key might be nothing more than a joke. But right now, anything is better than staying in Hicksville. Adrenaline pumping, Debbie empties her backpack, letting her science and economics books tumble to the floor. She can fill it with more useful things, like this cute bear here. Debbie scours her room looking for anything she might need. Some clothes. Oh, I only got to see like that for a second. A pair of slippers and her toothbrush. Oh, Ladies Who Lust. 105.9 FM KBHR. A pair of slippers and her toothbrush. She opens her desk drawer and finds a map. Great. And a Swiss Army knife. Awesome. Yes, some cash would be helpful. She bends down and pulls out a small wooden box from her under her bed. This is where she keeps the money her Aunt Lucille gave her. There's enough in to keep her going for 6 months or so. She also picks up her amulet. Yep, very normal. It's a small jewel that Aunt Lucille gave her. It was her mom's. She would have liked you to have it, her aunt told her. Debbie never met her mom. She died when she was 4 years old. I mean, you cannot remember your mom, but unless like, anyway, okay, whatever. But now's not the time to think about that. She stuffs her belongings into her backpack along with the postcard and key. Debbie puts on her jacket. So did we actually get everything? Okay. Debbie puts on her jacket and pulls a hat over her head. She looks in the mirror and barely recognizes herself. The wound on her forehead is swelling and turning purple, but at least it has stopped bleeding. It's already past midnight. The guards will be patrolling the halls of the residence, so the only alternative is the window. Debbie opens it. The cool nighttime breeze and the height she's on a second floor send a shiver down her spine. For a brief moment, Debbie turns and looks back at the doorroom behind her. Frick it. This isn't my house. It's your house. Debbie sticks one leg out of the window and looks around outside. She knows she must rely on the cover of darkness to make her escape. Hundreds of stars flicker above her, but the night sky is moonless. There doesn't seem to be anyone in the garden. She hears voices and laughter coming from one of the dorm rooms. Another sleepover I wasn't invited to. Good. That'll keep the night guards busy. Debbie leans on the windowsill gingerly and clutches at the moldy bricks. She pulls herself up, placing her feet on the dangerously narrow ledge. Moving her hands and feet simultaneously, she shimmies over to the drain pipe. As soon as she reaches the cold metal pipe, she grabs it and slides down it. Look at us go. Ouch! Debbie misjudged the distance and has tumbled into a planter. Oh no. The bushes caution the blow and she isn't hurt, but the crash might have caught someone's attention. So much for being quiet. She's going to have to cross the garden quickly without getting caught. She has 40 seconds to get to the fence and jump over it when the guard isn't looking. Debbie runs. Runs more. And more runs fast. Runs without looking back. Runs. Oh, whoops. You're supposed to click that one first. It's okay. We got it. We got it. And at the very moment the guard isn't looking. Oh. Jumps. So good. She sneaks towards the parking lot, crouching down as she goes. There must be some clueless student who forgot to lock their car or left their window half open. That's when she spots it. Parked a few feet away is Nicole's brand new red motorcycle. A sly grin spreads across her lips. She'll have to hotwire the engine, but fortunately she's got some experience with that. Debbie rummages under the tank and finds the electrical circuit. She has to cut the wires. Without thinking twice, she opens her backpack and takes out the Swiss Army knife. Yeah. She's sure it will come in handy. Now Debbie must connect the green wire to the black wire and then the red wire to the blue wire. Okay. Okay, so green wire to the black wire and the red wire to the blue wire. When the wires are connected, she'll be able to have to click this. Yeah. The bike starts up with a roar that sounds like pure freedom. As the security guard approaches the parking lot, Debbie grips the handbars and accelerates, getting out of there as fast as she can. Quid pro quo, Nicole. Your bike exchanged for slimy David. But David seems like such a good dude. She takes the first exit she comes to. Debbie can't help but think about the boarding school. They'll probably haven't even noticed she's gone. Tomorrow morning, they'll start looking for her. Her body aches and her head throbs, but she can't stop, won't stop. She must get to her destination as soon as possible. First, she must get her bearings and decide whether to take the Interstate Highway or the Hicksville Freeway. Take the freeway. Although this seems to be the longest route, she will reach her destination sooner this way. The early morning rays do little to warm her hands, which are frozen from hours of gripping the handlebars of the motorbike. As the shadows and haze fade away, they reveal an unfamiliar landscape, fresh, new, and full of promise. Debbie is overcome by a feeling of liberation and determination. Without knowing how or why, she feels sure she's doing the right thing. It did say happy birthday on the key. It's got to be a sign. With her eyes on the horizon, she settles into the seat and gives the throttle more gas. Yeah. As she drives, memories of the past she is leaving behind come flooding back. Lost in regrets and overcome with fatigue, her grief weakens and the bike slows. Seriously, what am I doing? I get some random anonymous postcard and suddenly I'm ready to send everything and everyone to hell. A freight truck overtakes her abruptly, bringing her back to reality. The strong tailwind forces her to straighten up. The traffic on the road is getting heavier by the minute. No more looking back. She needs to focus on the present and on the future. An hour and a half later, she passes a sign announcing her destination. It's almost noon when Debbie finally reaches her destination. She's in what appears to be a quiet residential area and the end of a boulevard lined with tall, leafy trees. The houses are big with well-kept gardens and welcoming front porches. There's hardly anyone around, just a few kids playing in the driveways and a friendly-looking neighbor walking the dog. It looks like a really nice neighborhood. Debbie turns off the engine and reads the street name again. She takes off her backpack and opens it to double-check the address on the postcard. 57B East Side, School Road. Yep, this is it. She sets off again, much more slowly, her eyes scanning for number 57 along the odd-numbered sidewalk. She feels her pulse starting to quicken. 7, 19, 25, 33, 41. It can't be! Dun dun dun. Debbie stops in front of number 57 and gets off the bike. She can hardly believe her eyes. In front of her is a house she can't even begin to describe. She simply can't put it into words. And then she does. It's beautiful, Debbie murmurs as she crosses the street and approaches the gate, unable to take her eyes off the impressive mansion before her. I'm pretty sure I made that joke in the last playthrough. Or the demo playthrough. The gate looks like it's open. Debbie looks both ways, afraid someone is watching her, but there's not a soul in sight. Happy birthday, she says to herself, building up the courage to push the gate open. Debbie crosses the garden on a narrow pathway bordered by brightly colored plants. Dry leaves crunch beneath her feet, and it looks like no one has mowed the lawn in weeks. A small slope leads her to the front door. The wooden porch creaks under her feet as she stops in front of the door, solid and simple in design. She hesitates for a moment, then knocks. She tries again and again and again. No one answers. Debbie goes to push open the door, but is firmly locked. To her right is something that looks like an intercom, but it's turned off. There's a small slot in the panel. Perhaps she needs a key to activate it. I'm trying to remember how we did this one. Okay. She inserts the key into the slot and the display lights up. The intercom is now turned on. Debbie tries to open the door again, but it's still locked. It looks like she needs to enter a combination. From the looks of this is no conventional security system, but there's no questioning its effectiveness. What now? All right, so we needed a 3.
Take a good look at what once came your way. The cars, birds, and trees are the key to entering this place.
Right. So cars, birds, and trees on the thingy. So cars, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars. 6, 3, 5.
Take a good look at what once came your way. The cars, birds, and trees are the key to entering this place.
Does this count as a bird? Is that what it was? 645? Yeah. Get our Somi.
Home, colon. Your regular place of residence and one in which you live your private or family life.
Let me know how the audio is, guys.
Great, but who am I kidding? I've never had a home. Till now, at least. So it's been over a week since I arrived here, and I'm still not sure if this house is a gift or a joke. Like, I feel like at any moment someone's gonna burst through the door, see me living here, and call the cops, and it's either gonna be some loaded lowlife or a happy family with their 3 blonde kids and a dog.
Bark, bark.
I once read on a mug that the best things in life are free. Dreams, laughter, hugs. Okay, yeah. What a load of nonsense. Every night I go to bed wondering who sent me this letter and this key, and I wonder why they did it. Like, there's too many unanswered questions. How am I supposed to relax like this? I saw that figure dressed in black again today. They were snooping around the garden fence. And who are you? Are you behind all of this?
It's David.
I'm leaving behind this tape recording in case I disappear or something happens to me.
All right. So I think that was as far as the demo went. So I believe this is now all new. Bathroom. Can I do anything with this? Love, hate, off. Okay. A jet of hot pressurized water massages Debbie's neck and shoulders. The shower, much like the bathroom in the rest of the house, is spacious and sophisticated in design. She's been settled in for several weeks now, wow, but still feels like an outsider. She can't help but wonder what stories lie hidden in the furniture and paintings that adorn the many rooms of the mansion. Nevertheless, her initial doubts and fears have given way to a sense of excitement at starting afresh. Debbie has convinced herself that the house is a gift, a chance to leave a dark and miserable past behind her. Wait a minute, is that a doorbell? So, like, what is she doing for money? Does she have enough money that she can just go, like, a couple weeks and be good on her own? I guess so. Debbie turns off the shower and she listens with bated breath. It's the first time she's ever heard it, but it does indeed sound like the doorbell. She has the music on full blast. Let's see if you can hear that. So whoever it is probably already knows someone is home. Her heart hammering, Debbie pulls on her bathrobe and she hurriedly walks out of the bathroom. Not bothering to dry herself off, Debbie walks straight into the bedroom, leaving wet footprints and dripping water all over the floor. Distressed, she hesitates between putting on some clothes or going downstairs as she is in her bathrobe. The doorbell keeps ringing insistently. No, we should put on some clothes. They can wait, she mutters to herself as she opens the door to the small adjoining room. When she first inspected it, Debbie didn't think much of the surprising fact that the dressing room was full of women's clothes, outfits, and shoes, all of which were precisely her size. Maybe it was just a coincidence, or maybe the mysterious person who sent her the letter with the key knew her much better than she cared to admit. After slipping on some pants and grabbing a t-shirt at random, Debbie leaves the dressing room in a hurry. Can't click on that. Back we go. How annoying. Who could it be? Could it be something to do with that sinister-looking character she saw a few days ago? Debbie grimaces semi-approvingly as she sees the summary print of the t-shirt she picked out reflected in the closet mirror. Feeling uneasy, she leaves the bedroom. Two further sharp rings demand her presence. Debbie has the vague feeling that taking her time to open the door gives her a certain sense of authority, as if that were irrefutable proof that she truly is the owner of the house. However, her steps unconsciously quicken, driven by anguish. The pictures hanging on the walls in the hallway watch as Debbie runs past and reaches the stairs, practically skidding. Debbie has spent the last few days mentally coming up with a false identity for herself, just in case some nosy neighbor shows up asking awkward questions. She'll fake a French accent and claim to be an exchange student renting the mansion. Moi, je m'appelle Catherine. I speak the very bad English, désolé. Absent-minded. Oh boy. Debbie plays the conversation out in her head as she descends the staircase, 2 steps at a time, sliding her hand along the railing. As she reaches the last step, she stumbles foolishly and is about to fall before she ends up in the living room. Whee! Oh, that's a puzzle rug. What a terrible time to stumble. Debbie reacts just in time and grabs a bookshelf to stop herself from falling flat on her face. In an effort to calm herself down, she approaches the stereo, which is still blaring music. It is a superb piece of equipment worthy of a melomaniac. I don't know what that word means. Hey Siri, what is a melomaniac?
Mellow hype consists of left brain, mellow, producing, and high beats. Hype, rap. This answer is from Wikipedia. For more, say open this on iPad.
No, I'm good. Debbie learns to turn the music on full blast and dance by herself, be it in the morning as soon as she wakes up, or at midnight naked and savoring a glass of wine. Okay. At first she was worried about bothering the neighbors, but seeing that no one complained, she gradually turned up the volume. Okay, so we gotta turn this, or just pause. Oh, just off. Okay. As soon as she turns off the music, the doorbell can be heard crystal clear. Debbie feels I'm reading. Debbie feels defenseless, as if she has revealed her standing in a strategic game. Her pulse quickens. They're still there, she thinks, as she crosses into the hall. Clip, 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 clip. Debbie shakes her hands around in the air in an attempt to dry off her sweaty palms. Then she stops and stands on the carpet in the entrance hall and mentally begins to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, there is no doubt about it. The doorbell has stopped ringing. In the silence now, she can even hear herself breathing. Seriously, she mutters to herself, somewhat relieved. Debbie carefully creeps up to the door, poised to peer through the peephole. Okay, there's our bike. And a car. No one. They are gone. All she can see through the peephole is the empty porch in the garden. Suddenly a knock startles her. The sound is now coming from the back door. Who do they think they are? Debbie quickly retraces her steps. Debbie boldly walks into the living room, but gradually her pace slows to a halt. The sofas, the floor lamp, and the bookcases full of books seem to taunt her. She clearly recalls there being a back door in the kitchen, but how do you get to it? You have to go through the dining room and then... No, wait. Her nerves are getting the best of her and making it difficult to find her bearings. In front of her, there is a wooden door. On the left, a large sliding door. Oh. A particularly loud thump causes Debbie's blood to run cold for a second. Frozen, she silently gazes at the practically regal details of the room, such as the large gilded ice bucket or the glass cabinet that houses an imposing porcelain dinner service. Debbie swallows as she slowly skirts the long table that presides over the dining room, surrounded by 10 chairs. Evidently wary, she places her hand on the doorbell knob leading to the kitchen. I said doorbell. From the kitchen doorway, Debbie finds that no one is in the backyard. The knocking has stopped. She slides her fingers across the cold marble of the countertop, not taking her eyes off the small back door. Why does she feel like she's doing something wrong? As her hand reaches to turn the key in the lock, she shudders. It's not locked, meaning that if someone had wanted to get in, they could have easily entered by now. Determined, Debbie pushes open the back door. Debbie looks to her left and right but does not see anyone. Stepping onto the gravel of the driveway, she realizes that all this time she's been barefoot. As she looks down at her feet, that's when she sees it. A large envelope has been left on the floor with no stamp, return address, or any writing on it. The first thing that Debbie notices as she picks it up is how heavy it is. Judging by its shape, it appears to contain a book. Clutching the envelope against her chest, Debbie takes a last look around the backyard, which, just as the rest of the manor's garden, and much like its past, retains the decaying aura of all things that have been abandoned. She closes the kitchen door behind her and opens the envelope. Should probably lock that door too. Okay. Debbie returns to the office, sets aside some documents, and puts the book on the table to leaf through it. Oh my. The Jazz Enigma, Billy Tipton's Hidden Identity. Blue Shoes, Hicksville Architectural College, class of 1969 commencement speech. Irma Vep. Okay. Hicksville. Wait. Is this for real? Moe's Tavern, Faulty Towers Hotel, Daily Planet, Hicksville, Nova York. What a weird game. Okay. A puzzle-infused Manhattan retreat. Oh, that's actually kind of cool. I would love this. Muffaletta. Okay. This will probably be necessary later. It's a collection of all kinds of clippings. Overcome with curiosity, Debbie tries to find some logic or sense to it all, but two things stick out to her as being particularly strange. The first is that a page seems to have been torn out at the end of the book. The second is a bookmark that has been left on a page that features a pair of shoes that seem awfully familiar to Debbie. Where have I seen those shoes before? Debbie picks up the book and exits the room. I equals A? Should I be writing this down? I don't know. But I can't click on any of this, so. Debbie walks through the office door. So can I go back like that? Use your head. If the book was meant for me, it must have been sent by the same person who sent me the letter with the keys. It's either that or someone's been mistaking me for another person for weeks, and here I am opening packages that aren't intended for me and poking around in memories that aren't mine at all. God, I could use a cigarette right now. Smoking is bad, kids. Don't do it. The sun begins to go down, drawing shadows in the large room. Those shoes. Wait a minute. Debbie lets her intuition guide her and heads upstairs. On the second floor, the stairs lead to a hallway where the walls are lined with old portraits, with which Debbie exchanges glances as she mumbles to herself. Who are all these people? If they are all former owners, this house must be over 1,000 years old. Between the paintings, several doors can be found. The first leads to a room that could be a study. The second leads to the bedroom, and the third one is locked. The truth is, Debbie has not been able to get into that room yet. I don't know. I kind of think they might be in the bedroom. This isn't the only bedroom in the house, but as it looks like a presidential suite, Debbie didn't think twice about making it her own. It's the biggest, most comfortable bed she's ever slept in. She found it when she arrived, but since that day, she hasn't bothered to remake it. To the left is the door to the dressing room. Opposite her is the door to the bathroom, and behind her is the door that leads back to the hallway. Let's go to the dressing room. Debbie walks back into the dressing room, which can be only accessed from the bedroom. She heads straight for one of the shelves, which is automatically lit up as she approaches it, shedding light on a colorful collection of shoes. The shoes from the scrapbook should logically be somewhere around here. I do see those blue ones, yeah. VHF 104 megahertz. Okay. Voila, here they are. There's no doubt about it. They are identical to the ones in the clipping. Debbie examines the shoes. Okay. Wait, what is Pullen and Associates? What? They may not be her style, but their bold design prompts her to imagine herself wearing them. They're nice enough, but I don't see what's so special about them. Suddenly, Debbie takes a closer look at the spot where the shoes have been placed. She thinks she can make something out. Pullen and Associates, it looks like a locked safe or something. After a few unsuccessful attempts, Debbie gives up and leaves the bedroom in search of other clues. All right, so we got to go back to what, the living room? So let's go to the hallway. She can also downstairs to the living room. Yeah. Debbie returns to the living room. She sits on the comfortable sofa and stares at the stereo. All this time, she hadn't stopped to look at the incredible hi-fi equipment in the house. She would love to play Blitzkrieg Bop. Is that supposed to be Blitzkrieg? At full volume, but she needs to think before she looks any further. Wait, no. Oh, okay, we can't check. Okay, so 140. VHF. Don't also it jumps and I don't like that. So how are you supposed to know what actually you're on? Wait, was it 104?
If you're listening to this, bear in mind that those motley architects with you know how to open the shield box. Follow the path that leads from mustache to glasses, then to hat, and lastly to bow tie. Did you write those directions down? All right then. Good luck. This message will automatically be repeated in 3, 2, 1. If you're listening to this, bear in mind that those motley architects with you know how to open the shield box. Follow the path that leads from mustache to glasses.
Mustache, glasses, hat, bow tie.
And lastly to bow tie.
So... Oh, here we go. Mustache, glasses, hat, bow tie. So down, right? Down. So I don't know, should we go to the study? Like, the drafting, Debbie enters the study, then connects to the hallway. The drafting table, the measuring instruments, the piles of documents. Everything is still in its place, even the collection of tin soldier figurines. Debbie turns her attention back to the mysterious looking box. How can I open it? So, down, right, down. Hicksville Post Office, Pullen and Associates. We got a Viewmaster. So yeah, we need, oh. Yeah, we need something to put in there, I'm guessing. And then Pullen and Associates Architecture Studio. Page 51. Okay. Bingo, the box is open. Inside, Debbie finds a business card with 3 holes punched into it. On the back of the card is a name. Pullen and Associates. Where have I seen that name before? Wait, can I... I can't turn around. Okay. And on the front number has been written, page 51. Maybe it's referring to a page in the book. Somewhat confused, Debbie picks up the card and opens the book to that page. I knew it. It fits. Perplexed, Debbie confirms that when she places the card on the scrapbook page. The holes reveal something. You're kidding, is that a code? Debbie searches inside the box again, where she finds a stereoscope. Hey, I had one of those toys when I was little, but I can't see anything. It seems to be missing the slides. Okay, so we need to go back to the book, I guess, now. Which is in the kitchen. Or is it in this? No, we just came from the study. So, is it in the bedroom? It's in the bathroom. Okay. Debbie returns to the bathroom. The steam in the mirror has already begun to evaporate, and Debbie's able to clearly see her reflection. She fixes her hair as she racks her brains. It's almost as if someone is teasing me. After a few seconds of scrutinizing her blurry reflection, Debbie draws a doodle on the steamy mirror and returns to the bedroom. Welcome to Hicksville, New York. Is that the only thing on here? I guess. So... Yeah, so we need the book, but I thought the book was like in the kitchen. So if we go to the living room, is there another way out of here? Yeah, I found the message in the paintings. So where is the book? Do I have to like take this with me and now I can go to the book? Is that... I'm a little confused. What? Because yeah, I can't do... Oh. Okay. So why can't I take this? Okay. Oh. And those are the only clickable ones? Okay. Let's go back to the study. Cause maybe no, yeah, I definitely need to yeah, I can't do anything with that. Oh, okay. I picked it up and now I can use the book. Okay. Yeah, that looks like it right there. X7. And then there's something for 49. So I guess so it's, but there's 5. So maybe it's just the bottom 6. But yeah, so this is X7. So maybe I need to hit that thing 7 times. I don't know. Let's see. So back to the bedroom. Dressing room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Cool. Okay. So now we have the slides. And we have, which we can pick up. We have this tape measure. And something about April 15th. The compartment door opens with a satisfying metal click. Cautiously, Debbie slips her hand inside the open compartment and immediately realizes that there's something inside. She grasps it with her fingers and pulls it out. It's a pencil case, a note, and some slides for the stereoscope. This house is certainly full of surprises. So there's Moe's Tavern. Okay. Okay, so Daily Planet push in, I'm guessing. Faulty Towers Hotel push in. And Pullen and Associates. Okay. So Daily Planet, Faulty Towers, Pullen. Daily Faulty Pullen, Daily Faulty Pullen. Okay. Hallway. Study. No, we have to go to the bathroom. Well, real quick, actually, no. We do want to go back in. So, Daily Faulty Pullen. So it's these 3, but it's just which are they? All right, so back to the bathroom. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Well then.
So that book that mysteriously arrived at my doorstep, it led me to the secret room, and what the hell is this all about? Inside the room, there's a portrait of a woman, Serena Pullen. That name appears in the book. The daughter of a successful architect and a highborn lady. She studied at the best schools. She graduated with honors as an architect, just as her father intended for her, following in the footsteps of several generations. She was truly ahead of her time, exceptionally creative and determined. Her reputation spread throughout a field in which the presence of women was extremely conspicuous.
Extremely conspicuous.
Conspicuous? It's a funny way of acknowledging gender discrimination.
Sure.
Serena was clearly a much better architect than any of her workmates. They were all just jealous and had to steal her ideas and projects just to get anywhere.
Hey, it's that dog.
As for her personal life,
I'll tell you in a second.
Forced her to marry the son of a media mogul. I bet she didn't even love him. Family's the worst, isn't it, Serena?
Aw.
They designed a life for you, full of luxury and comfort, but none of it made you happy. Maybe that's why one day you suddenly disappeared.
Dun, dun, dun.
Who are you, Serena Pullen? Why do I get the feeling I should know you? Are you the one behind all of this?
Okay, so that's probably not chapter 3. So we're in the house because on our 18th birthday, we randomly got a letter with a postcard, and it had this address and a key to it. And so we decided to come check it out. And since we wanted to run away from home and school anyway, we're just kind of living here now. Living the dream. And so now we're solving puzzles in this weird house. And so you're a squatter. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. We'll find out. So if someone had told her a few weeks ago that she would be solving puzzles in order to open hidden doors in a mansion, Debbie would have called them crazy. What kind of person has a hidden room built in their bathroom? Probably a pervert, Debbie thinks to herself. She expects to come across a translucent wall used to secretly view people in the shower. But she doesn't. Instead, the small room appears to be a cozy yet practical office. The parquet floor is covered by a cashmere carpet. The light from a nearby window illuminates its sinuous pattern. Debbie clutches the scrapbook as she spins around in amazement, taking the room in. There is a professional drafting table, a stool, a shelf full of books, and several pictures hanging on the wall. Most are building plans, but there is one that stands out above all the rest. It's a portrait of a young woman holding a roll of paper. Debbie approaches it. The girl's eyes look familiar. I feel like that's the numbers that was in the memory. Serena Pullen, something tells me that I am in your house, and this is your secret hideout. Debbie now turns her attention to the drafting table, where she finds what appears to be an unfinished sketch of a building, along with a jar of pencils and brushes. Everything is covered in a thin layer of dust. It's been a while since anyone has sat here. Then she walks over to the bookshelf, which is filled with books and an assortment of knickknacks. A movable figure, a small sculpture with a seemingly African design. Debbie bends over and reads some of the book spines. "Who are you?" she exclaims, looking up at Serena Pullen's portrait, who seems to nod back at her, satisfied at the question. The Feather Thief, SMLXL, Victorian Criminal, Form, Space and Order, Moriarty, Architecture of the City, The Gardener Heist, The Poetics of Space, The Burglar, Modern Architecture, A Burglar's Guide to the City, and Master Thieves. Okay. Debbie once again flips the scrapbook. She's only made it this far thanks to solving the puzzles contained in its pages. What are you trying to tell me, Serena? You're hiding something, but you want me to figure it out. That's it, isn't it? So I guess let's try 11-7. No. I mean, I guess we can just try them in order. So let's try 9-6. Nope. Okay. 5-0. It's a lot of books about thievery. It sure is. It sure is. 13-8. That's the other one about architecture. Oh, this doesn't go up to 13. 10-5, the Gardner heist. Okay. 10-7. Okay. 7-3, just the burglar. The Hamburglar. Nope. Okay. 8-5, Master Thieves. Okay. Oh, there's others. Okay. Well, they can't be arson because it doesn't go to 14. Eyes of the Skin. That sounds creepy. 8-5. Okay. Feather Thief. 9-6. Oh, we tried that one. So cities 3-3 or 9-7. Okay. So I have missed something here. Steal this book. Okay. None of these other books. I mean, nothing is really interactable here. Okay. Nothing else is interactable here. Okay. I mean, is it like 10-6? Nope. Okie dokie. I mean, Master Thieves is circled. But I'm pretty sure I tried 8-5, right? What am I missing? So I don't see any other. So she is holding a blue book. Okay. So that's the Gardner heist, which is 10-5. I mean, that feels like it would be the answer. Oh, sorry. No, the answer was 6-5, apparently. For reasons. Okay. From the newly revealed opening behind the bookcase, what looks to be a descending spiral staircase can barely be made out. A secret passageway inside a secret room. Incredible and also pretty redundant. Debbie clumsily finds the handrail and takes hold of it as she hesitantly descends the first few steps, leaving the little light that the room provided behind. After taking a few more steps, darkness completely engulfs her. Trying not to let her claustrophobia get the better of her, Debbie continues descending until the stairs abruptly come to an end. Damn it, I should go back and grab a flashlight. Hope the door doesn't shut itself. The room is damp and the moisture seeps into her pores. Debbie shuffles her feet along the floor trying to avoid tripping over and reaches up to feel the wall with her hands. It's so cold. Where the hell have I ended up? Then after a few anxious seconds, she stumbles across a switch. Neat. When the light flickers on, Debbie remains frozen in place, her hands still poised on one of those old porcelain switches. I don't like those eyes. In front of her, a dimly lit long corridor can now be seen. The ceiling has been propped up and the cement walls are smooth and gray. At the end of the tunnel, she can just about see a metal door. Debbie slowly makes her way toward it. To her surprise, she finds that it is open. Okay. Debbie leaves the hallway and enters the small room, which is largely taken up by a huge panel covered in turned-off monitors. In front of the screens is a control unit full of buttons and switches. It looks like an old setup, perhaps from the 1980s, but it is still in good condition. This must be a camera room. Excuse me, that's strange. I don't remember seeing any cameras around the house. Debbie tries to turn on the monitor by pressing several switches, but to no avail. Okay. Then she turns around and continues inspecting the small room. She sees a locker. Debbie tries to open it only to find that it is locked. Debbie looks for the key inside some drawers under the console and checks a shelf full of jars but finds nothing useful. Oh boy. Okay. Let's go back maybe. And heads toward a second door next to the camera room door. It is also made of metal. Okay. Debbie steps into the room, fearful of what she might find. She makes sure to leave the door ajar in case she has to go back into the tunnel. A tinkling light bulb hangs from the ceiling. The room, which looks like a small storage space, is empty, except for a brick in the corner. Wait a minute. What is this? Debbie bends down and picks up the brick. Underneath it, she finds a key. Cool. Let's go to the tunnel. Camera room. The shelf and the locker. So we can go to the locker. Oh, okay. Okay. So it's triangle, square, diamond, circle. So shelf. So triangle all the way to the left, down the middle. So all the way left, middle, all the way right, all the way left. Cool. All right. Debbie places the key in the lock and smiles as it fits perfectly. As soon as she opens the little door, a long rolled up piece of paper falls out from inside the locker, held in place by a rubber band. Okay. You are done for if you don't turn the monitors on, Debbie reads on the back of the map. Oof. Confused, she sets the map aside, looking inside the locker again and finds some strange glasses. Phew, these are bulky, and they weigh a ton. What are they for? After thoroughly dusting them off, Debbie puts the glasses on. Wow, night vision. Oh wait, now I can see things I couldn't see before. Amazed by her discovery, Debbie decides to take the glasses with her and figure out how she can turn the monitors on. Okay. Let's go back to the tunnel. Oh, we just went back to the camera room, didn't we? All right, second, the warehouse. Nah, there's not much to see here anymore. Or is there? Hit power, hold power for 5 seconds, I guess. Meet me at the Cabinet of Curiosities. Yes, Debbie can't help but let out a shout of joy. I will soon meet you in the Cabinet of Curiosities. Then she turns and leaves the room. She definitely has a mission. Okay. Debbie returns to the secret passage, intending to continue exploring. She advances down the narrow corridor, straying away from the warehouse and the camera room. This is much bigger than it looks. Debbie is surprised to find that she had been fooled by the perspective, and had once looked like a dead end is actually a perpendicular corridor filled with even more doors. Not more doors. On the first door, she finds a sign that reads Video Shop, while the other says Garage. Debbie can make out two similar symbols drawn on both doors. Debbie continues walking and finds yet another door. This one is labeled Street, and it is also a symbol drawn on it. However, this door is much smaller than the rest. A few steps ahead, Debbie sees the sign on the last door. She stops with a jolt. Cabinet of Curiosities. She immediately rifles through her pockets and pulls out the map she found. This time she takes a closer look. Just for the record. Okay. Okay. Channel 735. Okay, interesting. Ooh. Channel Irma Veep. That's the vampire lady. So I think we got to do this in order. So we have to go back to the camera room to do go to channel 735. Then go to the street parkometer. Get the snake key. Then we can go to the garage guard tower. Tower to video shop. Video shop to cabinet of curiosities, and also channel vampire. Okay, so first place we gotta go is camera room. Camera room. Let me punch in 735. Okay. So we need to somewhere enter this code. So 9, 10, 13, 15. So I guess to street parkometer. Street. Debbie opens the 5th door, the smallest of all the doors in the mysterious hallway. Looks like one of those shrinking doors from Alice in Wonderland. Debbie plucks up her courage before crawling into a tiny corridor dug out of the earth as dark as the lion's den. At the end of the tunnel, a tiny promising light is visible. She can feel the soft earth and the occasional small root under her hands and knees. Did you build these tunnels, Serena? Couldn't you have had a more normal hobby, like playing solitaire or drinking scotch? As she nears the little light, she makes it out to be a rudimentary wall lamp. When she finally reaches it, Debbie looks up, searching for a way out, and relieved, sees a trap door. So... having calmed herself down, Debbie cracks open the trap door and peeks her head out. The roar of a car engine a few meters away startles her. She's in the street. In the middle of the street. What the hell is this? Debbie attempts to mentally map out the web of passageways and corridors she's traversing. She's reminded of the arrogant plan Professor Moriarty, Sherlock Holmes' nemesis, once dreamed up. He wished to build tunnels under the entire city so he could rob banks and stores and then make his escape, easily evading the police. Is that your plan as well, Serena Pullen? To build an exclusive subway network made just for you? After making sure the coast is clear, Debbie fully opens the trapdoor and climbs out. She discreetly takes a look around. The street is deserted except for a couple of cars and a parking meter that for some reason catches Debbie's eye. Okay, so that's Snake. Snake. So you gotta come back with Snake. Snake! Okay. So back to map. So I guess we go now to garage. Garage. When she opens the last door in the tunnel and discovers that leads to the mansion's garage, Debbie can't help but feel a little lost. Really? I hadn't even noticed another door in the garage. The truth is, Debbie had been in the garage before, but she had always accessed it from the garden. After brushing the dirt off her hands, forearms, and legs, Debbie takes a look around. The garage's main tenant is a beautiful convertible covered by a semi-transparent tarp. Someday we must go for a drive, you and I. The vehicle is surrounded by shelves that are full of junk and old boxes. There is also a fire extinguisher hanging on one wall. Despite coming to believe over the last few weeks that everything in the house belonged to her, at times she felt that it didn't at all, and that at any given moment someone would appear to accuse her of being a thief. Snake. Remove the safety pin, point at the base of the flames, press the handle to kickstart extinguishing agent. Where's the safety pin? Garden, maybe? I haven't been to the garden yet. Debbie opens the garage door, the one she was already familiar with, and steps out into the garden. It is getting dark. She has been wandering the mansion's secret tunnels for so long that she has lost track of time. She thoughtfully circles around the pool and the hammocks, roaming through the leaf-covered lawn. She stops next to some sculptures that caught her eye from the very first day. At the end of the garden stands an imposing tower, another of the estate's great enigmas. Debbie has tried to get in there several times, but the door is one of those cryptic electronic locks. Okay. Arsene Lupin, Simon Templar, Thomas Crown, Filbus. Okay. All right, so that has something to do with the snakes. The fact that you can't really do anything with that is a little interesting. All right, so we shouldn't be able to go to Video Shop yet, right? We can try. Allowing her curiosity to get the better of her, Debbie opens the door down the tunnel. It is a new passageway, much narrower than the rest, propped up with wooden planks and poorly lit by rudimentary lamps. Where does this passageway lead to? As she progresses down the corridor, slightly hunched over, her anticipation is tinged with uncertainty. The wooden planks creak and shift unevenly as she steps on them, proving that the tunnel is dug directly into the earth. Debbie advances, carefully crouching over. She walks on and on and on until she reaches a gate. Debbie inspects a symbol in the lock. That symbol looks familiar. Ah, okay. So we need to go back to the gnomes. Okay, so back to the garden, which is in the garage. Okay. So you're 1, you're 2, 0, 3, 0, 3, 2, 1. Although I guess, let me see, top hat. You know what? We're just gonna... I've been trying to just do this from memory, but why? We have this. We have the technology. Welcome in, Pi. Welcome in. We are playing Your House. It's a puzzle game. And about being an 18-year-old girl who gets a mysterious house and is trying to figure out why. So we're doing it. But welcome in on this Tuesday Eve. I guess, we haven't looked at this from here yet. Oh, news. Interesting. All right. It's back to the garage. Tunnel. So we were going to Video Shop, right? Yeah, Video Shop. Video Shoppy. All right. That symbol looks familiar. Gate. It is a very unique style. Absolutely. Okay, so we were gonna go with oh, okay. Wait. Okay, that was weird. 0. I'm gonna actually say this dude is then 4. I don't really know how I'm controlling this. Okay, 4, 2, 1. Is it not 0421? I mean, I guess. Oh, I wonder if, is it the letters? So this is 5. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I guess 0. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so it's not that. I mean, this is very clearly about these dudes. But I'm trying to think of what then. Did I get something wrong? So we did. Garage. Garden. Alright. There's nothing weird here, but when we click on it. So, oh, it was this one. Okay, so maybe this is the. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 7. Okay. So maybe it's 1707. Video show. Okay, it's not that either. Clearly not awake yet. Oh man. Okay, so maybe this isn't for that then. Which is weird, but okay, so let's go to the garden and door. So let's try north, east, west, south on here. So north. You can't really do east on here. You can do north and south, but you can't really do east and west. So then why is this here? 'Cause this has to be for something. If we go to the door, can we? No, nothing happens there. Huh. Okay. Oh. Okay. Parking. So if we go back to parking. Oh. Oops. That's good that we can get hints if we really need it. All right, so let's go back to the tunnel. Street. Parking meter, yeah. Because there's a snake there, so... What did it say? Remove the pin. Oh, wait a minute. I think I got it. Maybe. So let's see. So green, red, green, red, green. Okay. $12.39. Okay. So I guess now the question is, which one is that for? I guess if we look on the map, so we went here, we got this key for that. So then maybe it's garden? Okay. So garage, garden, door. So one, nope. One, that's on two, right? Yeah. 3, 9. Okay. Okay, cool. 1,000 points for Debbie Clow, ladies and gentlemen. She congratulates herself after managing to open the tower door. Leaving the garden, Debbie steps inside and finds herself on a small landing in the dark, where all she finds is a staircase. She takes a last look at it before deciding to climb up. The howling of the wind and the last rays of warm sunlight are filtering in from the top of the strange building. Clinging to the handrail, she climbs up a couple of flights of stairs. When she reaches the top, Debbie takes a few seconds to catch her breath. It is a small room that opens to the outside, a lookout. In the center, there are freestanding binoculars, which can be used to view the landscape through the arches that support the roof. These must be for admiring the views, or spying on the neighbors. You're a snoop, aren't you, Serena? Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, so that doesn't seem to have done anything. This doesn't really seem like there's anything there either. Just goes to the next thingy. Okay. All right, so this is supposed to get us the next code. But I don't really, because we still need those dudes. So north, is this supposed to like, is there supposed to be a number that we can see in here? Because again, we do have north, east, west, and south again. We can come back here. All right. All right, so if we look at the map, so we've done this, we did this. So we're supposed to use this to get in the video shop. So if we go to like the Cabinet of Curiosities, so we haven't been there yet. On the wall next to the door frame, placed at eye level, is a small pan with buttons. It seems to be some kind of padlock. Okay. Ignoring the lock for the moment, Debbie stretches out her legs as she leans her torso and both hands on the door, trying to push against it as hard as she can, though her efforts are futile. Feeling defeated, she has no choice but to focus her attention on the padlock. You mean the Cabinet of Curiosities, Debbie remembers. She knows that she has to open that door no matter what it takes. Inside is what she's looking for, but it might still take her a while to get to it. She angrily kicks the door before continuing to explore the tunnel. Oh. Page 101, 108. However, before giving up, Debbie has a funny feeling she decides to put on her glasses. Ha, I knew it. Feeling both amazed and satisfied, she sees that something has been written just above the electronic padlock. There seems to be an insane logic to all this, and Debbie's beginning to understand it. Debbie reflexively opens the book to consult it as if it were a dictionary. All right, 101. Pedro. Oh, E N T O S L A U. Church of the Spaghetti Monster. Awesome. Cool. Okay. So E N T O S L A U. Yeah, I don't know what that means yet. Okay. Okay. Let's see. So if that had channel 735. So yeah, we need to do these two because I'm guessing the video shop is gonna have the final thing for that. So yeah, this and this combined for this. So back to the garage then. Garden. Yeah, NEWS. So each one is like linked. So this is the number for north, east, west, and south. That's what they want, but it's... The question is... What are the numbers it wants from me? So north, is it 4? 4396. 4396. Um, 4396. 4396. 4396. 4396. Four, three, 9. Okay. That's it. Open sesame. That's our card. The hatch opens. Yet another of the mansion's secrets has been revealed. One more piece of the gigantic puzzle. Startled and excited, Debbie finds that she is in a small room that reminds her of a storage unit. At the back, there is a door through which light filters in. Wait, what's that noise? Debbie can clearly hear voices from behind the door. She approaches it and opens it very cautiously. Through the crack, she can see a guy dressed in uniform, standing behind a counter, serving another young man. Behind them, a lady holding a baby in her arms browses through VHS and DVD movies on a shelf. You're kidding me. I'm in a video store. In 1998. Debbie can't believe her eyes. She glances back at the trap door in the corridor that led her here. What's going on here, Serena? Are you afraid you'll miss the latest releases? Debbie quietly shuts the door and walks over to the shelves to inspect them. They are crammed with boxes of movies. The Killing. Revenge of the Pink Panther. And Irma Vep. Vampire. Oh. There's an FBI warning on there. Law of Tapes. Okay, so we have Law of Tapes. Okay. So if we go back to the map, so then this, so for this we need this plus this. So we have to go back to the camera room. And something about Law of Tapes. Okay. Let me go back to the video store. So we need a 3-digit code, so I don't know. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So 2, 6, 9. No. Okay. So what is it about that tape? What is it about this particular movie? Is it FBI? Is that what, like, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. So maybe that's it. So 6 to 9. Wow, is I actually just randomly off by transposing? Is that actually it? Like, obviously, like, you know, whatever. Let's see if that's it. It's not. Okay. Yeah, that is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. Okay. And A, B, C, D, E, F. Yeah, okay. It's not 629. Yeah, it's definitely something with that. But what else am I missing from there? Yeah, I don't know what Law of Tapes is referring to if it's not FBI. Oh. LOL. There's nothing else here. It's gonna hit. Oh. Yeah. 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 I sure have. Seems to be concealing 3 hidden numbers. I mean, is it 325? Is that what you want, game? 325? Camera room. Okay. You wanted 325.
On a bike, another going up the stairs. One who is peeing. The one from before who is now telling his companions a joke. One after another, the amigos are the key to the treasure door. One Mexican on a bike, another going up the stairs.
Okay.
One who is peeing. The one from before who is now telling his companions a joke. One after another, the amigos are the key to the treasure door. One Mexican on a bike, another going up.
Okay. It's, all right. Wish we could look at the book in there. So... So I'm guessing you're the bike. Oh, I gotta go back. I really wish I could open the book there. I wish there was just like a generic inventory, but that's fine.
One Mexican on a bike, another going up the stairs.
Okay.
One who is peeing. The one from before who is now telling his companions a joke. One after another, the amigos are the key to the treasure door.
Okay. Okay, so if you're on the bike, I'm gonna say you're going up the stair. Wait, you're going up the stairs. I guess you're peeing. And then maybe the reunion. So S O E U. Well, there's no U, so that can't be it. Okay. Is there anything else from the other pages? So I don't think this is the bike. I mean, I feel like that's in your... Maybe this is the bike? Shoot. So maybe it's T O E L. Nope. O's N.
Took me a while, but I finally made it into the Cabinet of Curiosities.
Sure.
Was this your big secret? You collected jewels and works of art. But why would you hide them here? But hold on, it wasn't Serena who took all of this. It was someone called Leon.
Leon!
A genuine gentleman thief who elevated theft to an art form. His identity always remained a complete enigma, so everyone was always in the dark about his next move.
Leon
Police were
is
desperate to catch
Serena.
him, but the general public worshipped him like a hero. Even then, he still had to live in the shadows. Something we have in common. Hang on, what's my name doing there? It was just ready and waiting.
Dun
for
dun
me.
dun.
What the hell does this all mean?
Debbie's stomach growls as she begins to devour the bowl of milk and cereal. I really wish you could go back because I would really like to know how that was Noelle. She's sitting at the large dining room table surrounded by empty chairs. Her only company is the mysterious cat statue, which is watching her from next to the Count Chocula box. You'd think it was hungry too, she thinks as she gazes at the encrusted jewels. There is no doubt that it is a very valuable piece. The fact that it is stolen is what fascinates her most. She has always been attracted to illicit activities. Even as a child, she preferred villains to heroes. Despite only ever confessing it to a friend once, Debbie loves stealing. She is overcome by a fond feeling of complicity toward Leon. She imagines the adrenaline rush he must have felt as he carried out his daring heists, carefully planning them, executing them, then revealing in his spoils, reveling. The last few years had been a wild time for Debbie. She had broken every rule she possibly could. She had become the school's bad girl, and she liked that. She enjoyed being bad and dangerous. Okay. One subject she had excelled in was pulling pranks. She loved to play pranks. And the more elaborate they were, the better. She always enjoyed scamming the rich brats from school by making ridiculous bets, from which she had won a number of things that ranged from free drinks to a convertible. And although most of the time she got away with it, on a couple of occasions she had been expelled from school for a few days. That's not what expelling is. What came after was much worse. Her father's punishment, physical, painful, humiliating. Hey, there's I equals A again. And musical notes. Yay. Debbie tips some more cereal into her bowl as she flips through the scrapbook, looking for the page that was labeled on the cat statue. Her intuition tells her that the mansion is still hiding many secrets, and all she needs to do is to fit the pieces together. No way! The Golden Heist. In a daring and audacious heist that has left authorities baffled, the world-renowned golden ring cat figurine, priceless artifact of unparalleled beauty, blah, 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 blah. There it is, a photograph of a pedestal with a statue that she now has in front of her on it, alongside 3 others. And that's not all. Debbie recognizes the floor lamp next to the pedestal. It has a vintage design. It looks like something out of a 1970s sci-fi movie. She's almost certain she's seen it before, but where? The library! Debbie jumps up with a start, knocking the chair to the floor and tipping the milk carton over, which spills onto the table. Oh, I'll clean it up later. Milk's gonna smell. Ignoring the mess, Debbie runs out the dining room door. Firmly grasping the cat statue, Debbie rushes through the small office on her way to the library. She needs to find that pedestal and check it as soon as possible. Yeah, there's I equals A. Unmemory? Debbie reaches the library but crossing the office door. She had been in here before, but only to have a quick look around. Now her eyes scour the room, scanning the bookshelves and furniture piled high with books, searching for that damn pedestal. Where the hell is it? Just when she thinks her memory is playing tricks on her and she turns around to leave, Debbie sees it in the corner next to the lamp. Just as she suspected, the pedestal was there, identical to the one she had seen in the scrapbook, but there's no sign of the cats. Debbie approaches the pedestal and examines it. It's made of polished marble and looks like it's very heavy. It has 4 holes which are each shaped differently. She delicately tries to place the cat figure she found in the cabinet of curiosities into one of the holes, but the base of the statuette doesn't fit. Let's see if it goes here, she mumbles as she tries to place the golden cat into another hole in the pedestal, but it doesn't fit in that one either. However, she places it in the 3rd hole, she finally is able to firmly insert the figurette. What a cute little kitty, she says to herself, smirking. Debbie takes a couple of steps back to admire the pedestal thoughtfully. It's obvious that there are 3 missing figures that also must be placed on it. I equals A. Okay. Back to the office. Still startled by the telephone ringing, Debbie returns to the office from the library and stops abruptly in front of the phone. Picking it up can only cause more trouble. The house is supposed to be empty. She's not supposed to be there at all. Or maybe she is. She rubs her sweaty fingertips together uncertainly. Come on, leave me alone. She holds her breath, waiting for the caller to give up. One more and I'm sure they'll hang up. The phone keeps ringing. What if it's for me? Debbie can't look away. But who would know I'm here?
Hello, Debbie. I've been waiting to talk with you for a long time, you know. But first, you must listen to me very carefully. We don't have much time.
Okay.
Please, help me find my cats. They've gotten lost all over this massive house.
Okay.
Once they're all together, they'll give you a time. The time to cry.
Oh, okay. After hanging up the phone, Debbie swallows hard and takes a minute to think. She almost feels relieved. She was afraid she'd hear her father on the other end of the line, angrily making threats and ordering her to come home at once. But no, the voice sounded unfamiliar, and that reassured her. Whoever it is, someone wants to keep playing with her. All right, so that's how it's going to be, is it? She says as she nods, plucking up her courage. Well, you asked for it. I'm going to get this over with, and I'm going to beat you. Feeling more determined than ever, Debbie walks out the door prepared to find the 3 missing figures. Okay. Debbie is a bundle of nerves as she enters the living room and starts pacing around in circles in an attempt to clear her mind. Her gaze falls on the huge couch that presides over the living room. The plush cushion seems to be calling her name. There are 2 means of refuge from the miseries of life, music and cats. Not now. She has more important things at hand. She must find the missing figures. She wants to solve this mystery. She can choose to go to the hall, take the stairs, return to the dining room, or go back to the library, or go into the office. Some about cubes, paw prints, this, and an X. Which we probably already... This is the one we probably already have. Let's go to the dining room, I guess. Debbie returns to the dining room. The bowl of cereal and the overturned milk carton are still there, just as she left them earlier. What a mess, she sighs. After a sad attempt to wipe up the puddle of milk with some paper napkins, Debbie turns her attention to what really matters now, the cat statue. She kneels down in front of the glass furniture, cupboards, and cabinets that line the huge dining room table. She finds a bit of everything: silver cutlery, bohemian crystal goblets, porcelain tableware. But what about the cat? Come on, where are you hiding, kitty? Discouraged, she sits down on a chair, crosses her arms on the table, resetting her chin on the cold wood. She glances at the clock out of the corner of her eye. How long have I spent searching? In front of her, there are 3 door-shaped possibilities: the kitchen, the office, and the living room. So yes, something about music for this one. Even though I can't interact with it, which is interesting. Kitchen. Leaving the dining room, Debbie enters the kitchen. Despite it being one of the rooms in the house she has been in the most, for the first time she realized just how big it is. When she lived in her father's house, she barely set foot in the kitchen. When she did visit the kitchen, it was to raid the refrigerator, where there was always some freshly prepared delight. There she had round-the-clock service, so there was no need to get her hands dirty, not even to make herself a sandwich. Here, on the other hand, the fridge is practically empty. So far, she has subsisted on takeaway pizza and chicken wings, boxes of which are piled on the counter. She hasn't even bothered to take an inventory of the pots, pans, frying pans, and other utensils at her disposal. Cooking isn't her thing, but sooner or later she'll have to get on with it. Oh, hello. Found you. Meow. Debbie can't help but suppress a wry smile. It feels as if someone would teach her a lesson by hiding the figure inside a pot, as if they knew that was the last place she would think to search. Gotcha, she says. She grabs the cat-shaped statuette with both hands. It is ceramic, so it is quite light. Taking a closer look, she notices that it is also covered with precious stones. Are those diamonds? Are those Holocaust diamonds? Overjoyed and without missing a beat, Debbie comes out of the kitchen with the new figurine in her possession. Yay. Debbie returns to the room. Nothing more to do here. Let's go to the office. She once again sits down in front of the reddish mahogany desk and opens the drawers one by one. There she finds all kinds of documents. Architectural plans, contracts, handwritten notes, newspaper clippings. She checks the bookshelves and pulls some tomes out of place, hoping that one of them will magically activate a mechanism or a clue that points her toward where the cat figure is, but she has no luck. That would be too good to be true, wouldn't it? When she's done, she bends down to look under the table, where she only finds dust gathering on the carpet. As she gets up, she bumps into the bottom of the desk. Ouch, she complains, although leaving empty-handed hurts her more than the blow. Nothing, there is no statue here. It's time to get inspecting the rest of the house. I guess go back to the living room. Let's go to the stairs. Do you see the top of the stairs? She also has her hand on the window. But now she can go up, either go upstairs or go down to the floor below. Debbie decisively climbs the stairs and walks down the hallway. The old portraits hanging up on the wall seem to get a kick out of watching her scurry up and down. She likes some faces more than the others, but even so, Debbie is now used to their condescending stares from beyond the grave. Without further ado, Debbie searches the study, the bedroom, and the dressing room. She turns all 3 rooms inside out, opening closets and drawers, pushing furniture aside, rummaging in every corner. However, there's nothing. The missing cats are not there. Exhausted, she leans her back against the wall in the hallway and drops herself down to the carpet. Damn it, I can't give up now. Gathering her strength, she gets up. She still has 2 other places left to explore on the floor. The attic and the guest room. Let's go to the attic. Debbie solemnly walks toward a door at the top of the mansion, the one leading to the attic. She's about to turn the knob, but it is locked. She always forgets that she can't get in there. It's one of those little things that still force her to feel like an intruder in the house. Someday I'll find the key. Someday. Okay. Guest room. Walking down the hallway, Debbie directs her steps toward the guest room. When she arrives at the mansion, it seemed to her that the most appropriate thing would have been to stay in this room. Someone had sent her the key to the front door, sure, but she was still aghast. As soon as she opens the door, however, Debbie immediately remembers why she ruled out making the room her own. It's full of junk. Oh my god. Indeed, rather than a guest bedroom, it seems to be more like a storage room. The sophistication and refinement that set the rest of the house and the rooms of the mansion apart is conspicuously absent here. How on earth am I supposed to find the statue here? Several plants, a TV, books, magazines, an alarm clock, a wastebasket, first aid kit, clothes trunk, fan, a crib, an electric kettle, cups, fridge, maps and tourist guides, plug adapter, vase of flowers, a toy box, chess set, armchair, paintings, photographs, a cat figurine. Yeah, that's probably it. Yep, there it is. Yes, I found it. Debbie holds the cat figurine tightly and lifts it triumphantly. After gently dusting it off, Debbie is able to set the statue is made of shiny metal. She can't say for sure, but she's convinced it's sterling silver. I'll take you to the rest of the litter, she says as she watches the deformed reflection of her face on the metal surface of the figurine. Huffing and puffing and trying not to trip over the pile of junk all over the floor, she steps back out into the hallway. Not long to go now to finish her mission. So we still can't get into the attic. So we can go to the stairs. So we need a key to get to the attic. Oh. Basement. As she walks downstairs and opens the basement door, Debbie immediately feels a little shiver. Everything is dark. The dim dusk light from the stairs barely illuminates the entrance to the room, so it is hard to get a sense of the real size of the basement. Debbie pats the wall on either side of the door, searching for a switch, but doesn't find one. She takes a step forward, but the sinister, musty smell brings her to a halt. Who knows what's down here? There's no point in insisting. If she keeps moving forward, she could easily trip or bump into something. I need a flashlight. There's got to be one around here somewhere. Resigned, Debbie turns back. Okay. So we need to find either a flashlight or a key. Debbie returns to the library. She ceremoniously approaches the shelf where the pedestal of cat-shaped statues Wedge is located. The right is the office door. Is there a key or a flashlight in here?
Hello, Debbie. I've been waiting to talk with you for a long time, you know. But first, you must listen to me very carefully. We don't have much time. Please, help me find my cats. They've gotten lost all over this massive house. Once they're all together, they'll give you a time. The time to cry.
Okay.
Hello, Debbie.
Hello, Debbie. So we go to the living room. We can't click in this picture. Oh, Debbie reaches the hall. This is new. From there, she can access a small guest toilet or return to the living room. This feels like I should be able to click on this, but all right. Toilet. Let's go to the toilet. From the hall, Debbie slyly opens the bathroom door and pokes her head in, not quite convinced that this is the right place to be searching for the figurines. It would be a miracle if I happen to find the cats here. She opens the door wide and turns on the light. After a quick glance around, she sees her reflection in the mirror and makes a face. Here I am, playing detective looking like this, she says as she fixes her hair with her fingers. Debbie sighs heavily as she realizes just how much of a hermit she has become since she arrived at the house. The truth is she doesn't care, but deep down she misses getting all dressed up to go partying and break some guy's or girl's heart. But for me, I'd definitely hide one in here, she mutters to herself as she pictures the 4 cat-shaped statues. Okay. Beware of the cat. Oh. Finally. Okay. Finding them hasn't been easy, but I hope it was worth all the effort. Shaking like jelly, Debbie prepares herself to place the 3 cat-shaped figurines on the pedestal next to the one she originally found in the cabinet. As she tries to fit them in, she can't help but admire the glittering jewels that cover each of the figurines. The light that reflects off of them dazzles her for a moment that seems to go on forever. Just one of these is worth a fortune. I can't even imagine what 4 must be worth. I'm sure I can make a lot of money from the whole collection. Suddenly, Debbie slows herself down and stands still, holding one of the cats in both her hands. She daydreams about running out of there. What's the point of staying in the house? She doesn't know who it is, nor if anyone will suddenly show up, nor does she know if she's in danger. Yeah, maybe it would be best to get the hell out of here with the loot. I've earned it after all, she thinks out loud. However, there is something inside her that prompts her to stay. She's not sure what life awaits for her out there, but she can take a pretty good guess. On the other hand, she knows for certain that the secrets hidden in the mansion will haunt her for the rest of her life. No, she cannot afford that luxury. It would be like leaving a book half read, or quitting a video game before defeating the final boss. Nah, no way. I'm staying. She decidedly places the final figurine on the pedestal. Then she hears a mechanical noise and the buttons just below the figurines light up. Debbie presses the buttons and listens to the different meows, dumbfounded. What's with these numbers? What do they mean? Debbie closely watches the 4 figurines for quite some time, sure that there is still something missing. The only thing she's unsure about is whether it's to go to the dining room or go back to the office in search of a way to solve her problem. Let's go to the dining room, I guess. Debbie enters the dining room again. The stain left by the spilled milk is beginning to dry. She knows that the longer it takes for her to clean it up, the harder it will be, but she has her sights set on other things for now. I'll clean it up later on, I swear, she lies to herself. Tired, she takes another look at the cuckoo clock hanging on the wall. She finds it hard to believe that it is already 3 o'clock in the morning. She peers through the door frame and indeed sees the light from the street lamp spilling in through the living room window. Far from being discouraged, she feels a spike of adrenaline. After all, she has always been a night owl. I have to beat this stupid game no matter what. Debbie feels that she is very close, that the answer is there right under her nose, hidden on the phone and in the cats. Oh. Maybe she should... No. Let's go back to the dining room. Okay, so I understand what that means now. All right. So a time to cry? I mean, it could be like 11:45. So that's 23:45. I thought that was it. Oh, it was. I was just slightly off. All right. Oh man, what is... No, it's... Oh. Okay. I thought I had done it wrong. That sounded like a wrong noise. Okay. Debbie is overwhelmed with astonishment. On the shelf and in front of her, a cubicle that had been hidden behind a screen covered with a false books. Yeah, spines had just opened up. Inside the... Yeah. Well, and then it went away so fast. I was like, oh. Inside the compartment, there is a panel with 8 selector switches. Debbie takes note of the names written on the side of each button. Despite reading them over and over, none of them ring a bell. Wait a minute, hold on a second. Debbie notices a number engraved on the panel with the 8 selectors. I can hardly believe my eyes. Page 59. At this point in the game of cat and mouse, Debbie no longer believes in coincidences. On that very page, she finds a handwritten note jotted down in a neat and refined print. She needs to find a telephone. Dial your phone. All right, so let's go to the phone. She's plagued with doubts that prevent her from thinking clearly. Who is messing with her? Could it be the sinister-looking man who she saw lurking around the neighborhood? And who sent Hicksville College the letter with the key in it? What if they turn out to be the same person? The honest truth is that she may very well be at the mercy of a psychopath who, at this very minute, may be having a fantastic time torturing her, like a cat toying with a dying mouse moments before devouring it. A cat, just like a cat, she mutters under her breath, pushing those gruesome thoughts out of her head. Debbie stops in front of the phone and picks it up, slowly as she brings her left hand to the device, ready to dial a number, as she recalls the words written on the note. Dial your phone. Do we know our number? Okay. So no, to solve this, we need to dial your phone. Is it just 25, 10, 15, 10? Oh, oh, now we can look at this. Oh, interesting. Four, 3, 2, 1. So I can still like run around the house too. But I still don't have a key and I don't have a flashlight. 432X.
The right light will show you where my name begins. To find out the rest, you will have to add a Pinot Noir, then a Merlot, and lastly a Shiraz. Cheers. As long as you know how to see it, my name is hidden in the prints on the big cushion.
Okay.
Using the right lens, the dice on the cushion will reveal my name. Someone is waiting to tell you my name using the light up in the attic. Use your flashlight and the black cushion to send a signal.
Okay, so...
The right light will show you where my name begins. To find out the rest, you will have to add a Pinot Noir, then a Merlot, and lastly a Shiraz.
So I'm guessing the basement is like maybe some sort of like wine cellar.
As long as you know how to see it, my name is hidden in the prints on the big cushion.
Okay. Dial your phone. I don't know. And I keep seeing I equals A, but I don't know where that's supposed to go yet. Okay. Oh, I can go on here now. Okay. Um. Okay. I mean, that feels like something. We can go to the stairs, I guess, see if anything has changed. Okay, so there's nothing we can do in here. And if we go to the floor below, so we need a flashlight. So it's not there. It's not the hall. And then you have the library. $25, $10, $15, $10. Maybe let's try. I don't know if we ever actually tried that. No. Okay. Dial your phone. Oh, is it YOURPHONE? Okay.
Hello again, Debbie. I always pictured you this way.
Gravy.
So smart and brave. Now that you've found my cats, you have to figure out their names.
Yeah.
Carefully count how long the red lamp is on and open the drawer. There you'll find something that will shed light and help you search for the kittens' names, as well as discover the secrets hidden in this house.
Okay. Sets off. Hall lamp. Let's go. Hall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do I just have to hold it for 5 seconds? Okay. Incredible. The table lamp is connected to the mechanism that opens the drawer. Next, she examines the inside of the cabinet drawer. There, among other things, she finds a key and a flashlight. Yay! Oh. And a flashlight. Debbie searches the drawer again just in case. She finds a handwritten note. Look for the lenses, listen to the cats again, figure out their names. Far from giving up, Debbie stretches her arms and legs, cracking a bunch of bones, then retraces her steps towards the living room. Okay. Through the window, she can now see the garden. Okay. So can I not... do I need lenses? Okay, so we'll go to the stairs. Let's go upstairs. Debbie gently inserts the small key into the lock. It works! Filled with jubilation, she steps into the attic, leaving the hallway behind. The room is illuminated by the light from the street lamps, which enters through several small windows. It is spacious with a vaulted ceiling and a floor covered with wooden planks that creak under Debbie's feet. Dust and cobwebs collect in the corners. Debbie stops in the center of the sadly empty room and turns around on herself. But if there's nothing, all this mess for this? Debbie growls in bitter frustration, as if she's in the position to demand an explanation from someone. Just as she is about to break down in an adolescent tantrum, Debbie notices a door leading to the terrace. With pulses racing, she walks toward it, recalling the message from the fourth cat figure. In a moment of lucidity, perhaps a result of fatigue and lack of sleep, Debbie takes out the flashlight, opens the door, and looks out into the terrace.
Someone is waiting to tell you my name, using the light up in the attic. Use your flashlight and the black cushion to send a signal.
Okay. So we need to either go get the cushion, or we need something from the basement. So we can probably go down to the basement first, or they say basements are often where families hide their skeletons and darkest secrets. Perhaps that's why Debbie feels slightly apprehensive as she descends the steps one at a time. How on earth did I get myself into this mess? Before the gloom engulfs her, Debbie turns the flashlight she found in the cabinet on. To admit it, but she's... Oh. Debbie cautiously takes a few steps forward, abandoning the stairs. She quickly sweeps the room with the flashlight, pointing it toward the basement walls, which allows her to make out a lot of different things. Suitcase, tools, and electric panels, some golfs, blah, 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 winery, merry-go-round horse. That has attention, Debbie says, get out of there. She starts walking backwards and suddenly she trips on something. Debbie has fallen face first onto the basement floor. It takes her a few seconds to sit up and realize what has happened. She has stumbled on the opening of a well that's just sitting there in the basement. Thank goodness I almost cracked my head open. Fearfully and with the utmost respect, Debbie peers into the well but is unable to see how far down it goes. As she reaches her arms out to find something stable to lean on, she comes across a taut rope leading down the shaft and disappearing into the darkness. It seems really deep. It doesn't give me a good feeling at all. All right. The winery, yeah. 56. So 5, 2, 3.
The right light will show you where my name begins. To find out the rest, you will have to add a Pinot Noir, then a Merlot, and lastly a Shiraz. Cheers.
So 5 plus 2 is 7, plus 3 is 10. Okay.
The right light will show you where my name begins. To find out the rest, you will have to add a Pinot Noir, then a Merlot, and lastly a Shiraz. Cheers.
There's nothing we can do with this. So yeah, 5 plus 2 plus 3 is 10. So living room, can I take the... Wait, so... Yeah, I feel like we need the...
Someone is waiting to tell you my name, using the light up in the attic. Use your flashlight and the black cushion to send a signal.
Why can't I... Yeah, there's nothing I can really do here. Library. All right. Look for the lenses, listen to the cats again to figure out their names.
Using the right lens, the dice on the cushion will reveal my name. As long as you know how to see it, my name is hidden in the prints on the big cushion. The right light will show you where my name begins. To find out the rest, you will have to add a Pinot Noir, then a Merlot, and lastly a Shiraz. Cheers. Someone is waiting to tell you my name, using the light up in the attic. Use your flashlight and the black cushion to send a signal.
So... Yeah, so there's something about this. And we can't take this with us. Is there anything else in the hall? Okay. I don't know. I feel like I'm missing an item. I don't know, I might need a hint. The flashlight is missing a lens. Yeah, you know what? Fair enough. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know. I feel like we should be able to like use this to pull something up because I feel like it's in there. Oh, man.
using the right lens, the dice on the
Yeah, but
cushion
where
will reveal
is
my
the
name.
right lens?
Someone is waiting to tell you my name, using the light up in the attic. Use your flashlight and the black cushion to send a signal.
It's in the office.
Hello again, Debbie.
Nope. Okay. Yeah, I don't really know what other thing I can do. Oh man. I mean, again, is there... Nope. Yeah, I don't know. I'm clearly missing something. I might just look this up. Just because I don't know what else to check right now. Your house. Let's see. So yeah, there's chapter 2. Chapter 3, and I'm pretty sure we're in chapter 4. Yeah. Okay, chapter 4. All right. Why? Where do I need this? Okay, so we did that. Yep, we got all our cats. Yep. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. So I got, yep, that's the winery. Tap on the word. Yep. Wait, what? Oh. I was trying to scroll the wrong way here. That's my bad. Intrigued, Debbie tugged on the string because I was like, you can just pull this up. Like, that's why I kept like clicking on this. I was like, surely. After a few seconds, she's managed to raise a small metal bucket. There seems to be something inside. Hey, look at that. She points the flashlight in the bag just to be sure. Some lenses, weren't they what I was looking for? What could they be used for? To big pixels sees they are the same size as a flashlight. They fit. Confident that she can put them to use, Derry hurries out of the basement. Okay. So let's go. Although I don't think upstairs is gonna do anything just yet. So living room. Maybe now we can take the black pillow. There's the couch with 4 fluffy cushions, but now that she's found the lenses, she can't even imagine feeling tempted to take a nap. Davy pulls out the flashlight, inserts the lenses, and points it directly at the cushions. Meanwhile, to her right, the stairs await her. Okay. Okay. So that's just M. Okay. Grumpy. So one of them is Grumpy. And Sylvester. Okay. So let's see. So we have Grumpy and Sylvester.
Using the right lens,
Mm-hmm.
the dice on the cushion
Yep.
will reveal. As long as you know how to see it, my name is hidden in the prints on the big cushion.
Okay.
The right light will show you where my name begins. To find out the rest, you will have to add a Pinot Noir, then a Merlot, and lastly a Shiraz. Cheers. The right light will show you where my name begins.
So it's either Milo or Maru.
Rest, you will. Someone is waiting to tell you my name, using the light up in the attic. Use your flashlight and the black cushion to send a signal.
All right, let's just go up there. Maybe something will happen now. All right, here we go. No, it's like we still need the black cushion. Give me the black cushion. And then, yeah, so M, yeah, then. I don't understand now. I feel like I should be able to take the cushion now. Yeah. Alright, so then what am I missing now? Yep. Okay. Oh. I'm starting to realize this made a lot more sense when you were on a phone. Okay. So let's so stairs, upstairs. So there we go. Okay, so that was, I think that was Cat. Wow, this is so finicky. Yeah, okay. That's Kat. All right.
Someone is waiting to tell you my name using the light up in the attic. Use your flashlight and the black cushion to send a signal.
Okay. So let's see. Living room. Library. And then here. So Kat. And then. All right.
Another one.
All right. One more chapter.
It's revealed. I feel like I'm psychoanalyzing the place. Erica C. The name engraved on the ring also appears in the book, and seems like Erica played our perfect little wife in this story. Beautiful, elegant, polite, surrounded by wealth and opulence.
I love opulence.
And don't forget about those cats she loves so deeply. But when she found out her husband was cheating,
Dun,
it
dun,
all
dun.
crumbled away.
Dun, dun, dun.
She demanded a divorce, and in the fallout, it ignited an all-out war in the family. She faced death threats from her husband and her mother-in-law.
Well
And
then.
even through all that, she remained adamant getting that separation. Only a few weeks later, her body was found lifeless at the foot of a cliff.
Well then.
The police investigation was short-lived, and many clues pointed to it being a suicide.
Great.
In my hand, I now hold Erica C's ring. Her story could just as well be mine. Trapped in a cookie-cutter life. From the outside, everyone envies you, but nobody knows it's a living hell. Who are you, Erica? You lived here as well, didn't you? What secret did you take to the grave?
Yep. So just found out this was like originally a mobile game. That this makes way more sense now. Debbie lies asleep on the couch. The young woman is conked out after a busy morning. She's lying on her back. In her hand, she clutches the mysterious framed photo of Erica C, smiling alongside her inseparable cats. It's the last piece of the pharaonic puzzle that is, in itself, the mansion. A matryoshka of enigmas that Debbie is getting closer and closer to solving. Her right leg twitches spasmodically, just as the cuckoo clock in the dining room strikes 5:30. Suddenly, a noise wakes her up. Debbie opens her eyes and blinks repeatedly, aware and alert. What was that? Craning her neck slightly, Debbie strains to listen more intently. She's pretty sure she heard something. Now there is no doubt. The sound is coming from inside the house. Oh no, someone's broken in. Debbie instinctively jumps to her feet, dropping the photo of Eric on the couch. Her intuition urges her to hide in what might be the safest place in the house, the basement. Abandoning stealth as an option, Debbie dashes for the stairs, but she's too late. As soon as she places her foot on the first step, she looks up to the top floor and sees, horrified, a dark, hulking figure descending at full speed, ready to pounce on her. He's coming to get me! Run, damn it, run! Screams a voice inside her head. Debbie quickly turns back around and returns to the living room. Debbie leaps over the couch and lands on the floor, crouching there for a second. She can barely see the mysterious figure out of the corner of her eye, but recognizes them right away. It's that man. How the hell did he get in the house? He spent all these weeks snooping around the neighborhood, but today he finally decided to take action. Why? There's no time to dwell on it. The intruder has already cleared the stairs and is heading toward her. Debbie jumps back over the couch and bolts toward the office. Debbie closes the door and leans her back against it. Her heart is about to beat out of her chest. She looks around frightened. She needs to hide somewhere, but the office is not the right place. Not here, you idiot. He'll easily find you, she berates herself. She can clearly hear the man's footsteps approaching. He's slow but determined, confident that his prey will eventually fall into his clutches. I have to get out of this house now. Not stopping to think twice, Debbie runs out of the room. She heads for the exit, but the door to the hall is closed. Damn, he must have put the latch on it. Then it dawns on Debbie. She can no longer hear the footsteps. As he left? Hundreds of images swirl through her mind. She remembers the collection of knives in the kitchen and pictures herself wielding one. Holding her breath, she slowly recedes in the direction of the kitchen. Who are you? Debbie says, trying to hide her dread. The man silently starts inching toward her. Debbie keeps her distance, walking backwards. I feel like there was something missing here. He is huge, much taller and stronger than he appeared to be through the window. He is dressed in black from head to toe, and the ski mask only allows her to see his expressionless blue eyes, which remind her of a shark. Didn't look like the glimpse we had a ski mask on. Who are you? Answer me, Debbie shouts, cornered. The big man opens his blue eyes as he raises his hands, ready to pounce on her. When he grabs her by the shoulders, Debbie scrambles and manages to dodge his embrace, but stumbles and falls hard. From the ground, Debbie reacts just in time and kicks down a chair, causing the guy to lose his footing and fall flat on his face. Crawling as fast as she can, Debbie scurries back to the dining room. Debbie immediately gets up and runs to the hall door, which is still locked. Cursing inwardly, she sees her pursuer returning to the living room. Debbie flees toward the door to the stairs, but no matter how hard she tries, the knob won't turn. It's locked too. She is trapped. The masked giant blocks the way to the office in the bookcase. Did you send me the key? Debbie defiantly snaps at him. The man still doesn't respond. There's a certain satisfaction in his gaze if he's enjoying himself. Are you the madman who designed this whole game? Tell me! Debbie tries to put distance between herself and the thug, keeping her back against the wall, never taking her eyes off of him. What do you want from me? She desperately screams. Suddenly her eyes focus on the floor lamp, the only one switched on and on its electric cord. Oh, Debbie quickly crouches down and pulls the cable with all her might. The room has gone dark. Debbie extends her right hand to feel for the chest of drawers that help her get her bearings. She has managed to disorient the intruder, who remains still for a few moments. Both of them must now use their hearing to find their way. Suddenly, a small noise reveals where the man is standing. Debbie quickly opens the drawer and looks for something to throw at him. Here. Here. Okay. This isn't working. Even though she's hit her target a few times, the intruder is still there. She can hear his breathing in the dark as he gets closer and closer, tracking her down. Debbie needs to use the tactical advantage of having lived in the house and knowing the layout of the furniture. Taking 3 precise steps, she returns to the living room and hides behind the sofa. She remains crouched there silently, waiting for the man to approach so she can trip him up. She must concentrate on the guy's steps, and when he's close enough, stretch her leg out. Oh. I failed, laments Debbie, who continues with her plan. There we go. As soon as the huge Hulk drops to the ground, I thought it was 3. Landing right next to her, Debbie climbs on top of him. The disparity in strength between them is obvious, but the surprise factor gives the young woman a slight advantage that she makes the most of. They struggle. She scratches him, hits him, pulls his hair, doing anything she can to hurt him. The thug grabs Debbie's face with his enormous hands. He looks like he could snap her neck with a flick of his wrist. Wait, Debbie, the man mumbles. I don't want to hurt you. But Debbie can't hear him. Rage is taking over. Your father. The man isn't able to finish this sentence. Debbie sinks her teeth into his hand and bites as hard as she can. Bite. Debbie is looking in the kitchen drawers for something to tie the man up with. He now lies passed out in the living room. The last thing the intruder expected was for an 18-year-old girl to fight back. Disoriented from being brutally bitten, the guy shook Debbie off and ran after her, but slipped on the carpet and hit his head on the coffee table as he fell, losing consciousness. Debbie now has the masked man's wallet in her hands. She opens it, trying to find something that will tell her who the hell he is. She finds about $50 in 10s and 20s, some photos that look like family mementos, and several ID cards. A-Team Security. You jerk! Debbie instantly recognizes the name of her father's private security company, A-Team Security. That's where he usually hired his bodyguards, security, and hitmen. Low-life individuals capable of committing all sorts of atrocities in exchange for a few bucks. I knew you would never leave me alone, despite putting several thousand miles between them. Several thousand miles? Several thousand miles? What? Were you already several thousand miles away before you left? Her father, her one true nemesis, has ended up finding her. Coward, you didn't even have the guts to come yourself, she mutters in anger, wanting to burst into tears. Debbie falls to her knees, defeated. She feels like she is living in a never-ending nightmare, like the one she had as a child every time she received a spanking or some other cruel punishment. And yet, this Reveille-a-ton fuels her desire to escape from her past and start from scratch. Here, she is still an outsider, a stranger. She can leave her problems with alcohol and drugs behind her, along with her other bad habits. Yes, she can enroll in fine arts, continue her studies. As for the house, it's undeniable that she feels a bond with it. She would love to continue living here, but would she be able to afford it? These are very ambitious plans for someone who's broke, and her auntie's money is running out. Then a noise jolts her out of her reverie. It comes from the living room. Debbie briskly walks across the dining room and into the living room. You're kidding me. The intruder's unconscious body is no longer there. He's gone. Has he left the house? Debbie glances out the window. It's already dawn outside and a neighbor has taken their dog for a walk. There's no sign of the thug. Debbie unconsciously relaxes her shoulders, satisfied that she's managed to scare the giant away. She would have liked to give him a message to send to her father. As she turns around, Debbie accidentally steps on something. She looks down at the floor and sees the stereoscope surrounded by shards of glass. Oh no, I hope it's not broken. It's not the only damage caused by the scuffle with the masked man. The picture frame of Erica C. and her cats has also been broken. Debbie bends down to pick it up. Collateral damage, I suppose. Page 23. A key! This discovery takes her by surprise. She has another look at the photo. She's been running around the mansion for long enough now to know exactly what the number written on it means. But the piano, that's a new one. Right, that's it. Debbie sits up gracefully. She has just remembered where she's seen a piano before. Determined, she directs her gaze toward the office. Debbie leaves the living room. Standing in the doorframe, she scans the office. There you are. On the reddish mahogany desk, right where she had left it, lies the scrapbook. The blessed scrapbook? Debbie grabs the book and tucks it under her arm, prepared to walk through the wooden door at the back, the one that leads to the piano room. Debbie closes the office room door behind her and enters the room. It's certainly not the most spacious room in the house, but it is still large and feels cozy. The walls are decorated with concert posters and jazz album covers. Charlie Parker, Lou Donaldson, Ben Webster, Milt Jackson, Don Cherry, Joe Pass. Some names ring a bell, others she's not familiar with. What a lineup, she says as she smiles inwardly. After gazing at the frames hanging on the walls, Debbie stands in the center of the space. Oh, interesting. In front of the majestic grand piano that presides over the room. It has a unique shape, unusually bulky as if it's hiding a secret compartment. Play a song for me, Debbie remembers the words written on the back of the frame. Oh, I don't remember seeing those. With utmost respect, she slides her hand across the waxed wood, tracing a line over the thin layer of dust. She remembers being here before. She wants to play the piano, but finds that it's locked. A key is needed to open it. Okay. Cool. Debbie tries the key that was sitting behind the picture frame, and sure enough, the piano lid opens with a metallic click. It fits. I knew it. Grinning from ear to ear, Debbie ceremoniously sits on the piano stool and begins to play. Time stands still as she plays. Perhaps only a few minutes pass by, or maybe several hours. Either way, it's enough for Debbie to forget everything. Her father, the mansion, her ill-fated 18th birthday, Hicksville College, and her pig of a boyfriend. And after this brief mental pause, ecstatic Debbie stops playing and becomes emotional in the silence. Oh, oops. She exhales a deep sigh and opens her eyes, ready to continue exploring the room with renewed curiosity. A shelf full of records catches her eye. Debbie pulls out a few and examines them. She's not there. Light my fire. Take 5. This one looks familiar. Just below the shelf, there's a record player with built-in speakers. It has several compartments and a phrase made up of letters framed in diamonds. They look like buttons. Okay. Maybe there's like a name. Yeah, because that's the only one I can actually click on. Okay. Oh. So 3, 5, 7. Hey, it's that thing again. Take that. Beaming with joy, Debbie bends down to peer into the compartment she has just managed to open. Inside is a set of slides. I know where these go. No time to stare. Debbie grabs the slides and returns to the place she left the stereoscope, confident that it still works. Didn't we hurl that thing? Back in the dining room, Debbie nervously paces up and down as her eyes scan the floor. Where the hell is it? She finally finds it. The stereoscope has been slightly damaged after the scuffle with the thug her father sent, but it still works just as well. Debbie carefully places the slides that were inside the record player and looks through the viewfinder. Time is on my side. 12:20. 9:10. 6:20. Your name, Debbie. DEBB. AE. Okay. Oh, well, I guess we have to do the time first. So 12:20. Oh, now it's these. Okay. Well, those notes are on a thing. So rest that. Okay, I see the lines now. Okay, I see it. So rest is on the bottom line, and that's on the next line. That's on the next line. Okay. There we go. Hey, it's that cat again. Okay, score. Debbie stares at the clock for a few seconds, mesmerized. The numbers have turned into letters. This is crazy. What am I supposed to? She mutters to herself as she scratches her hair, completely disheveled. Stubbornly, Debbie goes over the slides again. Wait a minute, what does my name sound like? Debbie feels like her head might explode from all the thinking she's been doing. She senses she's close to solving the latest riddle, but she needs to hit the right key. The right key, that's it, she thinks as she walks out of there. So DEBBAE. Debbie prances around the grand piano. The jazz musicians on the wall seem to celebrate her triumph. Yes. Am I or am I not the best? As she plays her name, the light on the pianos have begun to flicker, and immediately a small hatch on the side of the instrument is sprung open. Debbie walks over and looks inside, where she finds a strange metal button. She's about to press it, but restrains herself. She feels as though she's about to desecrate a sacred place, like the sarcophagus of a pharaoh in the bowels of an ancient pyramid. What if at the end of this labyrinth there was nothing but a curse and she ends up dead, like those tomb raiders or archaeologists who died under strange circumstances? No risk, no reward, she says to herself before pressing the button with a trembling finger. And then the piano starts to play by itself. It sounds like pre-recorded melodies. It's a mechanical piano, Debbie concludes, somewhat disappointed by the finding. The player piano mechanism seems to be hidden in the soundboard, which seemed much larger than usual. Debbie persists and repeatedly presses the button. The letters on the keys sync as melodies she doesn't recognize play. Tired, she plops down the piano stool and shrugs her shoulders. Her eyes are again distracted by the walls. She feels lost, overwhelmed for the first time by the enormity of it all. Where the hell does this joke end? What's the point of all these puzzles? To drive me crazy? Debbie looks down, giving up. She feels like sending it all down the drain, the piano that puzzles the mansion. And then suddenly her eyes light up. I'm so stupid. Debbie gets up and rushes over to the record player. There it is, underneath the record she pulled off the shelf. How did I forget about you? Triumphant, Debbie lifts the scrapbook, the blessed scrapbook, and opens it to the page that was written on the back of the photo. Surely you know what I have to do next. Okay. So that plus that. Oh, do I just, this one, okay. Yeah, so it's definitely only 3. That plus these. Let's see. Oh. Got it. So it's actually all of them except the 2 in the corners. So, boom. Got it. Okay. Now we have thing where we need a 3-digit code. Freaked out, Debbie watches the frame slides away and a huge safe appears underneath. Oh my God. Debbie can't believe it. Some letters have appeared illuminated above the frame. They're musical notes. Debbie can't put into words how she feels. She guesses that the painting and the piano are connected. She doesn't know how, but she thinks that the notes are the key to open the safe. Debbie approaches the piano again and presses the button. Excuse me. She watches the keys sync and the notes play. She looks up to see the picture with the illuminated letters above it. The second melody begins to play and Debbie turns her attention back to the piano. Her gaze repeatedly travels from the painting to the piano and back again until suddenly Debbie's gaze falls on the safe. I'm going to open you and you know it. E, F, D, B, A, C, D. You appreciate the notes are correct. E, F, D, B, A, C, D. E, F, D, B, A, C, D. Okay. So that's song 1. So E, F, D, B, A, C, D. All right, so let's see what the other 2 songs are. E-Cab Deafy. E-Cab Deafy, I believe. E, A, B, D, F, E. Okay. Yep. E-Cab Deafy. And then 3 is Back Deafy. So it's I don't know, 776. No. Okay. So let's see. E, F, B, A, C, D. Because I feel like maybe if you go in order, they become like a number. So this was E to F, F to D, D to B, B to A to C, C to D. Okay, so that's 9. Then E to C, C to A to B, B to D, D to F, and F to E. So that's 0. And then B to A to C, C to D, F, E. 905. Cool.
Dear Debbie, these are difficult words for me to write, but I suppose you deserve some answers. Before I was born, my parents had scripted my fate, forcing me into a loveless marriage and a life full of pretense.
Oh no.
I was also compelled to follow in their footsteps and become an architect.
Oh no.
However, I encountered constant roadblocks put in my way by those who couldn't stand to see a woman excel. Unexpectedly, my penchant for thievery saved me from that hell. I confess that the thrill of orchestrating a heist and getting away with it offered me some unparalleled satisfaction. While my exploits had been modest at first, perhaps the time had come to aim higher. When you think about it, thieves and architects aren't so different.
Heist.
Both are masters of blueprints and plans.
So she said blueprints.
I then set out to lead a double life and take revenge on those who had humiliated me, stealing from the very buildings they never let me design. They never caught me.
Yeah, I knew that one.
Suspect me. They all thought I was the perfect wife. Only my beloved cats knew who I really was.
Apartments for all of our cats.
But then, as fate would have it, I became pregnant with a baby girl, whom I named
Deborah. TBD.
I instantly became aware of the grave mistake I had made. You were not the mistake, my Debbie.
My little Debbie.
My husband, his family, the society in which I was forced to live. Plunged into despair, I could barely get out of bed. I worried about your future, our future. Refusing to subject you to live with a captive mother, I made a choice that haunts me to this day. I ran, feigned my death, and disappeared without a farewell. Yes, Debbie, I am your mother. Serena Pullen, Leon, and Erica Clow were mere masks that life forced me to wear in order to survive. These secrets are hidden in this house, your house.
The name of the game.
Now that you've discovered them, I can only hope that someday you'll understand why I did what I did, and that you'll find it in your heart to forgive me. Love, Mom.
Your house. The name of the game. Forget about me forever. Debbie writes on a postcard. Oh, not question mark. I'm Ron Burgundy. The treasures of the house have given her the financial freedom to say a definitive goodbye to her father, closing a painful chapter of her life. She feels happy. 8 months ago, she enrolled in fine arts, finally finding a space to explore her emotions and give artistic form to the questions that still haunt her. For Debbie, art has become more than just an activity. It's a tool for self-discovery and profound expression. At university, she met Diane, who brought both emotional stability and creative partnership into her life. Together, they founded the Killer Kittens, a feminist art collective dedicated to challenging societal norms and sparking reflection through performances laced with biting humor and sharp social critique. Every joke is a small revolution, Debbie thinks to herself as she presses a stamp onto the postcard. The house, once a somber space weighed down by memories, is now her sanctuary and studio. It has been transformed into a vibrant, lively haven where the Killer Kittens gather to brainstorm, create, and connect. It stands as a silent witness to the emotions, thoughts, and projects Debbie records in an old red notebook. But not all shadows have disappeared. On the quietest nights, Debbie still wonders about her mother. Is she alive? Should she look for her? The idea of a reunion hovers between the pull of nostalgia and a deep unspoken fear. On her bedside table, next to the now complete amulet, we were completing an amulet? The book Your House seems to watch her, offering promises of answers she isn't sure she's ready to find. She often leafs through its pages, finding comfort in the realization that, like her mother, she now has something valuable, a dream to pursue, and plenty of mistakes still to make. The end. A game by Petronas and Escondites. Executive producer Beatriz Osorio. And that's it. Well then. That's literally the credit. Oh, whoops. Okay. I get to manually do the credits. Can I even do the keyboard? No. So there you go. In many places, March 2025. I guess that was this release. Thank you to the Gobierno de España, Ministerio de Cultura, Plan de Recuperación, Transformación y Resiliencia, and funded by the European Union. So that's Your House. I gotta say, let me start transitioning here. It's a fun little game. It definitely has like a unique like spin on puzzly games. I kind of wish I'd known this was originally a mobile game. Because some of those puzzles, especially that like light puzzle, would have made a little more sense. I do wish that you had like again had a permanent inventory. Some of the puzzles, like, I still don't see how that was a bicycle in that other puzzle. And I'm trying to think, what was the other one I just kind of guessed on? Let me see. Where you play? Yeah, sure, I guess. Yeah, that's fine. All right. Yeah. Definitely an interesting game. Is it my favorite puzzle game we've ever played? I mean, no, but like, we've also played a lot of really good puzzle games on this channel, so that'd be a really hard bar to clear. Is it the best puzzle game involving a house we've played this year? I don't know. Interesting game. Interesting game. Very unique setup. Some of the puzzles were very clever. Some of them I really liked. I I liked a lot of the these sort of the unique uses of how the system actually worked. Felt bad that I was scrolling the other way because I actually kind of like that well puzzle. That was actually really cool. I thought there would be a little more of like considering at the start it's like you're like trying to kind of escape. I thought there'd be like more things like that, but it's really only that one, and then like in the last chapter there's like that brief like fight sequence, which really feels like it comes out of nowhere at that point. Also, like, Debbie's dad knows where she is, clearly. Like, does she really, was he really just like, oh, okay, I guess I'll leave her alone now? I don't know, that just feels very unresolved to me. Like, it feels just kind of tidied up and yeah, we're done. So, I don't know, there's some things that don't sit quite right. But overall, like a perfectly fine game, a perfectly fine one-shotter. So yeah, good job, Your House, good job. And they got this game on like a big sale on Steam, so it was like a couple bucks, not bad for a couple bucks. So yeah, that's Your House. That's that. Yeah, I don't think we'll be coming back here. I wish I had known it was. I guess I should have assumed Quit was going to do that. Oh well, let's do a couple quizzies before we get out of here. It's almost 12:30, so we're gonna go ahead and just do 3 quizzies before we finish off the night here. So let's do these couple quizzies, and we can call it. Oh no, I thought it was Tuesday, not Monday. Oh no! It's okay, Midnight. Welcome in. You can always check the VOD. Welcome in, Zephyr. Set during the Cold War period. Hope you all are both doing well. Pretend you're too. Hope you all are both doing well on this now Tuesday, no longer Tuesday Eve, but actually Tuesday. Set during the Cold War period in the 1980s, Redacted is the story of Elizabeth and Philip Jennings, 2 Soviet KGB officers posing as an American married couple in the suburbs of Washington, D.C., and their neighbor Stan Beeman, an FBI counterintelligence agent. This is a TV show and aired in 2013, and it is The Americans with Kerry Russell and Matthew Rhys. Well done, Midnight. Well done. All right. There's a puzzler for you here. All right. I know I said we'll do 3. We'll do a couple more than 3. Midnight just got here. We might as well keep going. Jefferson Pierce is a man wrestling with a secret. As the father of 2 daughters and principal of a charter high school that also serves as a safe haven for young people in a New Orleans neighborhood overrun by gang violence, he is a hero to his community. Breaking Bad 2. This is a TV show that aired in 2018. It is action, adventure, sci-fi, and fantasy, and drama. Lasted 4 seasons, 58 episodes. I can't say I really know off the top of my head what this is. Jefferson Pierce is not ringing a bell. Unfortunately, neither are either of these people so far. Yeah, I don't know what this is. I'm curious what the sci-fi and fantasy aspect of this is. Yeah, like... Oh, is this one of those CW shows? Is this one of the CW DC shows or something? Yeah. But that's the vibe it's giving. Black Lightning. Okay. Yeah. That definitely feels like a CW DC show. Okay. All right. Yeah, those are like What is the sci-fi element here? 7 years since the monster apocalypse began, Joel Dawson has been living underground in order to survive. But after reconnecting over radio with his high school girlfriend Amy, Joel decides to venture out to reunite with her despite all the dangerous monsters that stand in his way. Shaun of the Dead. This is a 2020 movie, so nobody knows what this is because nobody remembers anything from 2020. '2020 is, yeah. Zombie. Monster apocalypse is such a weird word. Hey, it's Michael Rooker. Almost like that. Almost. Dylan O'Brien. Yeah, I don't know. Eat your heart out. These are good names. These are good names. Yeah, I have no idea. Hey, it's that dog. Love and Monsters. Sure. Sure, man. Sure. Yeah, 2020 is just like a complete blind spot. Blonde Betty Elms has only just arrived in Hollywood to become a movie star when she meets an enigmatic brunette with amnesia. Meanwhile, as the two set off to solve the second woman's identity, filmmaker Adam Kesher runs into ominous trouble while casting his latest project. 2001 movie, Blind Spot 2. I mean, this sounds familiar. Memento 2. This actually sounds familiar, but maybe I'm actually no. I might be thinking of something else. Oh, it's a David Lynch movie. Oh boy. I mean, I've got to guess. I think this is a David Lynch movie. Oh! That is it, apparently. Mulholland Drive. That's, I think, one of the first times the director has actually, like, given the answer. And even then, I still wasn't sure. I was like, I think that's a David Lynch movie. In 1950s New York, a department store clerk who dreams of a better life falls for an older married woman. So not Pretty Woman. Devil Wears Prada. This is a 2015 movie. Miss Jackson. Prettier Woman. Oh, so Pretty Woman. Some people change your life forever. Wow. What a tagline. Yeah, I don't know who Todd Haynes is. That guy was in Friday Night Lights. 50 Shades of Midnight. I don't know anything else he was in. My Little Pony Island Adventure. No. Rooney Mara. And Kate Blanchett. Yeah, I have no idea. Oh boy. Oh boy. What is it? Carol. Well then. All right. I do think we're going to go ahead and do 3 now. So 3 more correct answers. Former Syracuse, New York police detective Carrie Wells has hyperthymesia, a rare medical condition that gives her the ability to visually remember everything. She reluctantly joins the New York City Police Department's Queens Homicide Unit after her former boyfriend and partner asked for help solving a case. The move allows her to try to find out the one thing she's been unable to remember, which is what happened the day her sister was murdered. Blind Spot. Pushing Daisies. 4 seasons, 61 episodes. Yeah, I'm like trying to think of what this could be. Yeah, this feels like an NBC show. Dylan Walsh. I vaguely remember that name being attached to a show. The picture, I need Law and Order. What's the picture? I totally spelled that wrong. Oh, Unforgettable. I do remember this show. I never watched it, but I do remember this. Yeah. Okay. Glad someone does. Hey, it sure was unforgettable. Next one we got. Marty and Doc are at it again as the time-traveling duo head to 2015, that far-flung future, to nip some McFly family woes in the bud. But things go awry. It's Back to the Future 2. Midnight gets it. Well done. Well done. Dos más. You have dos más too. I'm too distracted. That's a you problem. Lenny has relocated his family back to the small town where he and his friends grew up. This time around, the grown-ups are the ones learning lessons from their kids on a day notoriously full of surprises, the last day of school. Oh, I kind of remember this movie. Oh, I don't remember what it's called. But I like kind of remember commercials for this movie. Do I remember what it's called? No. No, I don't. Ugh. Grown-ups. Oh, there you go. Grown-ups 2. Well done, Midnight. Well done. All right. Final one. Get those fastest fingies a going. Here's your final one for the night. Somebody, as long as somebody gets it. The world's most shagadelic spy continues his fight against Dr. Evil. This time the diabolic. Wow. And also you're wrong. You're wrong. That's 3. This is the 3rd one. It's not the 2nd one. That is in fact the 3rd one. Heather Graham was the 2nd one. Not Beyonce. Yeah, give it to no. No. I'll take my point. Oh my goodness. Well, the game has decided that it's time to be done. So I guess we're done. But that is going to do it for this edition of Hybrid Let's Play. Your house was a one-shot. Less I say. So we'll be back this Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, with another new game. I was kind of expecting Your House to take more than one episode, but we just went so fast through a lot of it that like just kind of ended up finishing it. So we'll be back, like I said, Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, as well as Saturday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I do have another game lined up, so we do have that. And then after that one, poor Hybrid trying to stall. Yeah, because then after that one, which I think the next game is only going to take about 2 episodes, there's a bit of a gap that we're going to have to fill. I have an idea of how to fill it. I'm not especially excited. These are the quick looks. That's the problem. This essentially was a quick look that just ended up being the entire game. I have an idea for what we'll do after our next game until December 4th. Again, I'm not thrilled, but we can't start Age of Imprisonment. We cannot start Age of Imprisonment. I don't even know. I haven't even checked how long to beat yet to see how long that game is, but there's no way we could have done it in less than a month. So that was never in the cards. And like there's a couple more games, like I've been throwing around playing Guacamelee, but we also just played a Metroidvania. And we're going to be playing a Metroidvania, well, Metroid Novania, next month. So I'm not trying to really play another one of them. So yeah. Well, we got some games. We got some games. I am excited about our next game. Just from the minute or two I've played of it to test it out. Seems pretty interesting. Seems pretty interesting. So that's gonna be some fun. But yeah, stick around. We got stuff to do before December 4th. Socials are in chat. They're also in the Very Real sign right behind me here. Hybrid Let's Play on Instagram. Hybrid Let's Play on YouTube. Hybrid Let's Play on Blue Sky. If you've missed any of our previous playthroughs, if you missed, we did the Your House demo a while ago. That's on the channel, as well as the playthrough we just finished, which is Hollow Knight Silksong. You can go check out any of that and so much more over at youtube.com/@hybridletsplay. Link to Discord is in the chat. The Cosmic Space, great place, a lot of people, a lot of fun games. Get over there today and hang out with them. Thanks to Midnight49 for the Very Real sign you see behind me here. Thanks as always to Cosmic for blessing it with her cosmic rays. Thanks to all of you for coming out tonight, whether you're lurking, chatting it up, or just watching me kind of stumble through Your House. When we got through most of it pretty well, there was a few moments where it was a little dicey, but most of it was pretty good. Until next time, when we start a brand new game, this is also going to be on the shorter side. I'm Hybrid for Hybrid Let's Play, reminding you to take control and take care.